Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to the players' draft of the 2023 Abu Dhabi T10. I'm Anant Tyagi, and it's truly an honor for me to play host on what should be an incredible evening for all of us tonight. We're broadcasting live from the magnificent Emirate of Abu Dhabi, so welcome once again. Before we embark on this super exciting journey today, may I kindly request all of you to please rise for the national anthem of the United Arab Emirates as a mark of respect and unity. Thank you. Thank you very much. You can take your seat. Well, where do I even begin with this incredible journey of T10 Global over the past year? It all started right here in Abu Dhabi with Season 6 of the Abu Dhabi T10. And from there, T10 Global embarked on an international adventure like no other. The excitement traveled to one of Africa's most beautiful nations, something that Sikandar Raza would be very proud of. That's Zimbabwe. We witnessed 5 teams battling it out, and Durban Qalandars emerged as winners of the first ever Zim Afro T10. But T10's global journey didn't stop there. It took flight across the Atlantic and landed in Florida, where another 6 teams competed in the inaugural season of the US Masters T10, and the Texas Chargers were crowned the first champions. All of these incredible events have truly solidified T10 Global as a brand and a phenomenon, uniting cricket fans and players from all corners of the world, and we can't wait to see what the future holds for this exciting format, or should we just call it cricket's fastest format. The 2023 season of the tournament will be hosted in the capital city right here of Abu Dhabi. It'll be the 5th year of our partnership with the Abu Dhabi government. The year welcomes bigger international stars, a wider audience, increased broadcasters, and an even greater fan experience. Let's have a look at some of the most stunning destinations across the world, including the one of Abu Dhabi. As a sports broadcaster who travels across the world, it's been a real privilege to come here to cover football, to cover the NBA games a couple of days ago as well, the Formula One, and of course the cricket and the T10 Season 7. I just absolutely cannot wait for that to begin. But on behalf of Abu Dhabi T10, I'd like to express my gratitude to the Department of Culture and Tourism Abu Dhabi for their continued commitment and support. Thank you very much. Abu Dhabi Sports Council, thank you for all your support, and with a promise for further growth to expand our horizons, we look forward to working with you. We would also like to thank Abu Dhabi Cricket and Sports Hub and CEO Matthew Boucher for his continued support. Emirates Cricket Board and Mr. Mubashir Usmani, and the entire team at T10 Sports Management. Thank you very much. Now, with a massive global footprint of T10 Global, let's take a pause for a moment and reflect on some of the most stunning cricketing visuals from T10 Global so far. And also, last but not the least, a very big thank you to Sheikh Nayan as well for his continued support and contribution in making this and Abu Dhabi as, obviously, as one of the biggest hotspots across the world now. I can hardly contain my excitement for the upcoming season. Abu Dhabi Cricket and Sports Hub has truly witnessed it all, from the jaw-dropping longest sixes to stump-crushing moments, lightning speed fielding, the unforgettable entertainment and hangama that accompanies every T10 tournament. There was a total of 7,032 runs, 538 fours, 406 sixes, and a staggering 311 wickets. Trust me, it's a spectacle like no other. Mark your calendars, because from November the 28th to December 9th, 2023, we're about to witness the magic once again as Abu Dhabi T10 enters its thrilling season 7. Yep, we got there finally, Mr. Mulk. Get ready for another round of heart-pounding cricket action and non-stop entertainment. Now I'd like to invite the man whose vision, conviction, and perseverance has truly transformed an idea of not just one T10 tournament, but in fact, creating it into a year-long series of tournaments across the world. I invite Chairman T10 Global and Mulk Holdings, Mr. Sharjah Mulk, to please come on stage and say a few words.
Good evening, everybody, my amazing franchise holders, all the 8 teams here who've really made season 7 possible, and also for the T10 to go global, basically. So let me start by thanking His Highness Sheikh Nayan for his continuous support towards the promotion of cricket in the UAE and the Abu Dhabi T10 in particular. And of course, the Department of Culture and Tourism, the Abu Dhabi Sports Council, and the Abu Dhabi Cricket and Sports Hub, very ably led by Matt. So thank you once again for all the support. Now, when we come to a draft, I think for me, it's almost more exciting than actually watching the game of cricket, because the skills involved in actual planning and the strategies, and those of you who have been following, a lot of passion before the draft, some sparks were flying and everybody competing for the best. So with that, I'd like to wish you all the very best and have a great season 7 draft. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Milk, for your encouraging words that always give us something to look forward to. Also, just a quick reminder that we owe a lot of gratitude to His Highness Sheikh Nayan Al Mubarak, the chairman of Emirates Cricket Board, for the fact that we can be here today and we can get ready for what should be a cracking season 7 of the Abu Dhabi T10. We've come that far, and we've come beautifully so because of his vision and his commitment to the cause. Before we introduce the teams, Abu Dhabi T10 would like to thank the global broadcasters, Viacom 18 for India, and Rise Worldwide for the rest of the countries such as Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, Middle East and North Africa, South Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa, UK and Ireland, USA and Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the Caribbean. Now let me introduce the powerhouses of this brilliant tournament, the teams who make this tournament possible. First we have, closest to me, the Bangla Tigers. At the New York Strikers. Seen here is the owner, Mr. Sagar Khanna, and I can also see Albie Mockle smiling away over there. To ride Deccan Gladiators, Northern Warriors, Bangla Tigers, Morrisville, Sump Army, to the New York Strikers, Chennai Braves, Team Abu Dhabi and Delhi Bulls for joining us today in what should be a riveting evening as you get to fix your rosters up for all the players that you're looking to pick, and I'm sure you put your heads together. But just a quick reminder to everybody in the room of what we've seen already. This year, the Abu Dhabi T10 is going to be massive. The teams have kicked off the season with their retention and direct signings already. So let's go and see their current rosters, which should give you a fairly good idea of what the squads are looking like right now. We'll begin with the Bangla Tigers, who have the services of the captain of the Bangladesh cricket team, Shakib Al Hasan, the greatest all-rounder, one of the greatest all-rounders certainly in modern-day cricket. Along with that, you have Carlos Brathwaite, remember the name as they say, Daniel Sams, Iftikhar Ahmed, who's currently playing the World Cup for Pakistan, Matisha Patirana, the slinger, baby Malinga as he's called, Rohan Mustafa, loved and adored in the UAE, of course, the local boy. Azam Khan also joins the Bangla Tigers, and he's still with them. So that's as far as Bangla Tigers are concerned. Let's turn our attention now to the Chennai Braves and what they have up their sleeve. They've got Jason Roy, the hard-hitting, swashbuckling Englishman. They've got Charit Asalanka. They've got Bhanuka Rajapaksa, who knows a thing or two about wielding the willow. They've got Obaid McCoy with his left arm pace and his variations. They've got Sikandar Raza, who's in company over here as well, one of the best all-rounders going across the world. Still think he's a slightly underrated bowler. I'm sure he's focusing a lot more on that. And Pakistani fast bowler, Hassan Ali. Deccan Gladiators are up next. Nicholas Pooran, last season's top run getter and player of the tournament, is a part of the Deccan Gladiators roster. Trent Bolt, an idol for a lot of left-arm quicks going across the world, who seems to be amongst wickets every single time he gets the ball in his hands, particularly at the top of the innings. Andre Russell, needs no introduction. Muscle Russell, as they call him, who launches not balls but missiles into the sky with his bat. Tom Kohler-Catmore, who's no stranger to winning T10 games with the bat, no stranger to the Abu Dhabi T10 as well, with all that he's done so far. Josh Little, the Irishman, growing enormously in stature with his left-arm pace and bounce. Zahoor Khan and Imad Wasim join these gentlemen. Next up, the Delhi Bulls, and what they have in their roster so far. They've got Quinton de Kock from South Africa, who's their icon player, has already started the 50-over Men's World Cup with 100, so well done to Quinny de Kock. There's Rovman Powell, brings in big hitting ability and stellar leadership qualities. There's DJ Bravo, the champion, one of the greatest all-rounders from the Caribbean. There's Riley Rousseau, the South African, who can up the ante with the bat almost at will. There's Fazal Farooqi with his left-arm pace, and Ambati Raidu, who joins from India after a stellar IPL career. Next up, the Morrisville Sump Army. Morrisville, as we know, means unity, and they've unified a couple of players already. In Faf du Plessis, another icon from South Africa, a born leader, and somebody who seems to be forever in form, never really goes out of it, touch wood, for Morrisville Sump Army. Jason Holder, the big man from the Caribbean, is also with him. Dewald Brevis, or Baby AB, as he's now being famously called. Moeen Ali, who can turn the ball and turn games with the bat. They've got Mahesh Theekshana, one of the best subcontinental spinners going around these days. They've got Basil Hamid and Karim Janat from Afghanistan. Next up, the New York Strikers from the USA. What do they have? They have the big man, Kieron Pollard. Needs no introduction to fans who love big hits, crucial overs, and incredible catches, particularly in the outfield across the world. That's Kieron Pollard for you. Joining him is Sunil Narayan. The older he gets, seems like his mind seems to get sharper. Still a force with the ball and can shock you with his batting cameos, as you're well aware. Mohammad Amir, the fiery left-arm pacer from Pakistan, is there as well. So is Akil Hussain with his left-arm spin. Mohammad Wasim and Shoaib Malik, who brings in a lot of experience and leadership. That's the New York Strikers for you. Next up, the Northern Warriors. Wanindu Hasaranga, who you remember, who absolutely lit up the Abu Dhabi T10 League a couple of seasons ago with some jaw-dropping performances. James Neesham, the Kiwi who can win games with both bat and ball. The power hitter, Hazratullah Zazai from Afghanistan. Kenna Lewis, Adam Hose, Angelo Matthews, the former Sri Lanka skipper and one of the best all-rounders from the subcontinent. Next up, Team Abu Dhabi. Phil Salt, who can certainly wield the willow, known for his big hits. Kyle Mayers does exactly the same, and also famously known to bowl those first overs when everybody else is expecting everybody else. There's Tamal Wills with his left-arm pace and variations. There's Alex Hales, who, like Andre Russell, can sell missiles into the sky. And there's Noor Ahmed with his left-arm wrist spin. Now, just reading those names out, and I was trying to describe them, obviously sends me back into when the T10 began. And I'm excited, and I'm already waiting for this tournament to begin. And guess what? It's only going to get even better by the end of the season if last season's numbers are anything to go by. Time now to get down to business. More than 1,000 players from 31 different countries have registered themselves for tonight's draft. And there's a lot of work that needs to go in making those perfect squads. First, let's take everyone through a few key rules of the draft so we're all clear from the get-go. And feel free to ask me any questions in case there's any doubt. I'm sure there won't be because you've done your preparation well. Let's begin, shall we? Each squad will be a minimum of 15 players. I'd like to remind everyone that each team has either retained or direct signed at least 4 players already. It's actually more than that, but at least a minimum of 4, the ones we saw on the roster a little while ago. Now, during the draft, each team must pick a player in each one of those rounds unless they've already retained a player in that round, in which case they will skip their turn and the next team gets to pick in place of them. For category A, and this is where I'll need your attention a little bit, each team will have 60 seconds to confirm the player, but no stress because the big clock will be up on the big screen as well. For category B, C, and optional categories, teams will have 90 seconds, that's a minute and a half, to pick their player. For emerging and UAE rounds, each team will have 2 minutes or 120 seconds to select their player. A team that does not or decides not to make a pick or cannot make the pick in the designated time will be allowed to pick a player, don't worry, at the end of the round unless there is a technical problem, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed and touching wood that there will not be one. Before we begin, let's quickly glance at the pick order for tonight. In the first round, which will be category A2, we'll see Northern Warriors going up first. Northern Warriors, you'll be going up first in that first round that we'll have. We'll have Deccan Gladiators as well. You can see that behind me towards my right. Then we'll have the New York Strikers. We'll have Team Abu Dhabi going 4th in the round. Now, the interesting thing is because the Chennai Braves and Morrisville Sump Army have already made their picks, since they've already picked Ubaid McCoy and Moeen Ali, respectively, we move on to the next one, which will be Bangla Tigers and then followed by the Northern Warriors. So that will be the first round. Everybody clear with the rules? Can I just get a nod of the head or a double thumbs up, whatever you prefer? All okay? Silence is consent, so I believe everything's okay. That's wonderful. Okay, so right, let's get on with the 2023 Abu Dhabi T10 draft, shall we? A little bit of excitement in the room, perhaps? Yeah? Okay, that's great. Good luck to all the teams. Once again, to all the owners, the representatives of the teams as well. And I'm eager to find out, honestly, who that first pick will be for this historic draft ahead of what should be an absolutely magnificent and cracking Season 7 of Abu Dhabi T10. Right, off we go. We start off with Category A, and the first pick of the draft is with the Northern Warriors. And as soon as the clock comes up on the big screen behind me, you know that you have 60 seconds, and your time, Northern Warriors, starts now. I like to see they're taking their time, which is always good. This builds up the palpable tension in the room as well. I'm sure they have the player already in mind, but Mr. Morani has just decided to up the suspense a little bit in this round. Great stuff, sir. 30 seconds and counting. Oh, this is going deeper than I thought it would in the first ever pick. Okay, so I can see Colin Munro, the batter from New Zealand, is what they've picked. But I'm going to look at the technical committee once again, that Northern Warriors have picked it correctly. You see that stamp of approval drafted. Colin Munro is the first pick of the draft ahead of Season 7 of Abu Dhabi T10. Congratulations to Colin. Congratulations to the Northern Warrior and Mr. Morani for this first pick. Right, off we go on to the second pick of this round, and that's with the current champions, or the double champions, or double defending champions. That's the Deccan Gladiators. Your 60 seconds, Deccan, start now. They've taken a cue from the Northern Warriors. They haven't taken that long, though. Well done. Sharfin Rutherford is the Guyana batter that Deccan Gladiators have gone for. Looking at the technical committee once again with a lot of interest to see if everything's been done correctly on the system. Sharfin Rutherford, the batter from Guyana. You know what he can do, right? He can absolutely turn games with the bat as well. He's been playing franchise cricket across the world. I'm sure Mushibhai is not complaining at all that he got the second pick in this round. So you've got Sharfin Rutherford nice and early. Drafted comes the sign on the big screen. Sharfin Rutherford from Guyana is now heading to the Deccan Gladiators ahead of Season 7 of Abu Dhabi T10. Well done. Well done, Sharfin. Well done, Deccan Gladiators. We move on swiftly to the New York Strikers to my right. And your time, New York Strikers, starts now. They had a great debut season as well. They topped the league. Sadly, just fell short in the final, but take nothing away from them. The start of wonderful things to come from New York Strikers. You just get that sense and you get that feeling. They've just grabbed the attention of the technical committee, so they're just sorting things out at their end. But so far, interesting picks. Colin Munro going to Northern Warriors. Deccan Gladiators have picked up the services of Sharfin Rutherford from Guyana. As you can see, the clock's been paused because they just seem to be sorting out some technical issue over there. What's an evening without a bit of a technical issue? Okay, so let's see what New York Strikers have so far. Once again, just a quick reminder to everyone. The New York Strikers have Karen Pollard, they have Akil Hussain, they have Mohammad Wasim from the UAE. They've got their platinum player in Sunil Narayan. They've got their Category A player in Mohammad Amir already. This is Category A2, and that's the player they're after at the moment. The last season's finalists, like I mentioned earlier. It's an interesting final, really, from Deccan Gladiators' point of view, beating by 37 runs the New York Strikers. Feels like a fairly big win, but at the same time, you know how to win finals. And maybe New York Strikers have picked up a cue from you and figured out how to finally up the ante when it comes to the crunch games. Okay, while we wait for New York Strikers, why don't we talk to the defending champions, the Deccan Gladiators? You've got a mic on your table, I presume. Tell us a bit about the thinking behind Sharjah and Rutherford, sir. Mushibai, feel free to chip in if you feel like.
It's working.
Yes, I can hear you.
Well, we were just focusing on our middle order. We have our bowling sorted. So I think he's one of the best finisher plus the middle order batsmen. So we just picked him up.
Are you going to ask him to bowl as well?
Maybe not.
I just thought I'll try and get the tricks out of your sleeve. Mushibai, same question to you as well. Given your squad so far, what are some of the areas that you're looking to, the gaps that you're looking to fill in the course of this evening today?
I think T10 cricket is all about, hitting sixes and fours. You need to have people, especially left-handers, up the orders. It's very difficult for the bowlers to adjust the line and length. So this kind of format we are looking for. That's why we have a couple of left-handers up the order. So that's the whole point. And obviously, we know Rutherford is kind of cricketer who can take the game away from even one over. So yes, we are lucky to have him basically.
You're getting a bit greedy with power hitters. You've got Nicholas Pooran and Andre Russell as well in your ranks. So it doesn't harm to get another one, right, at the end of the day.
You're right.
You've also got a very able left-arm quick in Trent Bolt in there.
And as you said, if Rutherford start bowling for us, it means we will be in a problem then. Then we don't need it.
Just got 10 overs to bowl. Okay, I'm just going to quickly go across to Northern Warriors while the problem with the New York Strikers is just being sorted. Northern Warriors, Mr. Morani, if you want to pick up the mic or anybody else at that desk. Colin Munro, what was the thinking? You took some time with it. You almost made us wait 50 seconds.
Yeah. Actually, he's a great hitter, almost a strike rate of 156. That's amazing in cricket, and especially for T10, it's very good. Though he doesn't have a great record on T10, but you never know because last international that he played, his strike rate was 156.44. That's amazing.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you so much. Okay, off we go. We got a confirmation that the New York Strikers have actually picked Remanullah Gurbaz, the Afghani wicketkeeper batter, can open the batting as well. Sadly, it doesn't reflect on the system, but don't worry, I've got put it down in my notes, and the technical committee has got it there as well. So I'm going to move on. New York Strikers have got Remanullah Gurbaz. So we've got Colin Munro going to Northern Warriors, Sharjah Rutherford going to the Deccan Gladiators, and Remanullah Gurbaz now, the Afghanistan wicketkeeper batter, going to the New York Strikers. Now on we go. They are drafted, so the technical committee is okay with that. Fantastic. From the New York Strikers, we move to Team Abu Dhabi to my right. Your 60 seconds, team, start now. Seems to be the theme of this first round, where everybody's just taking a bit of time. Okay, I think there's a technical issue that needs to be sorted as well for Team Abu Dhabi. While we sort that out, why don't we go across to the New York Strikers? I'm sorry it didn't pop up on screen when you wanted it to. But again, same question as I've asked to the Deccan Gladiators and the Northern Warriors. Remanullah Gurbaz, you've obviously watched him play franchise cricket across the world. But in T10, what are the kind of qualities that he brings to the table, you reckon?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We've talked about at length over the last few days. Watching him play this format previously, it's a format obviously he excels at. Gives us an option as a keeper as well, so we're delighted with that selection. Was there a thinking behind the fact that he can also open the batting and give you that? Correct.
Okay. Fantastic. I'm still waiting on Team Abu Dhabi to see if there's an update. There you go, Dwayne Pretorius. That's a handy person to have, given the fact that he had most wickets in the last edition of the Abu Dhabi T10. 12 wickets. The highest wicket taker for Dwayne was Dwayne Pretorius from the last edition. Just waiting for the stamp of approval from the technical committee at the back there to see if Dwayne Pretorius, the South African all-rounder, has indeed been drafted correctly by Team Abu Dhabi. Before I move on, I'll just quickly jump across to you and try and understand the thinking behind Dwayne Pretorius. Obviously, somebody who doesn't need any introduction, not even in T10 now.
Yeah, obviously Dwayne's been playing around the world, helps us balance our team, so we're very happy to have him on board. Ultimate professional as well, and a skill set that I think really speaks to T10 cricket.
Thank you very much. Okay, so that's Dwayne Pretorius then heading to Team Abu Dhabi. Now the next two picks were with Chennai Braves and the Morrisville Sump Army, but as I mentioned a little while ago, they've already picked Obaid McCoy and Moin Ali respectively. So we move on to the next one. And the next one, which is the 7th pick of Category A, is with the Bangla Tigers. The timer's up on screen, sir. And it starts now. Bangla Tigers they have Matisha Patirana, they've got Iftikhar Ahmed, they've got Rohan Mustafa, loved and adored in the UAE. They've got their icon player in Shakib Al Hassan, ironing out a few technical issues at the moment. That's why the clock is still running and they haven't come to a decision yet. They've also got Carlos Brathwaite. And of course, you've got an Asian superstar in Azam Khan who can hit hard, also keep wickets. So there you go. They've got Kushal Mendis is their choice, Bangla Tigers, in this first round today. The Sri Lanka wicketkeeper batter who started the 50-over Men's World Cup beautifully, even though it came in a losing cost, that performance. But well done to the Bangla Tigers. The technical committee gives me a green signal and we can make this confirmation official. There you go, drafted indeed. Kushal Mendis from Sri Lanka now will be flying his trade with the Bangla Tigers. And I'm going to ask you to pick up the microphone, sir, and just try and explain to me, Kushal Mendis, what's the thinking behind getting Kushal in your ranks?
I think Kushal Mendis have been performing, for last 1 year, and he has been very consistent. And even if you look at the scores he has scored in the World Cup, in the practice matches, in the Asia Cup, I think he have been, very consistent, and he have been in a very good form as well. So I think that's the reason behind picking up Kushal Mendis.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And congratulations to both Kushal Mendis and Bangla Tigers in drafting. And we move on to the 8th pick, and that's with the Delhi Bulls, who've been waiting patiently for their turn in this round. But don't worry, your turn will come much earlier as rounds go, as you know the draft very, very well. Your 60 seconds, Delhi Bulls, start now. Some big stars have already been drafted in Colin Munro, in Sherfin Rutherford, in Remanullah Gurbaz, the pick by New York Strikers, Dwayne Pretorius going for Team Abu Dhabi, Bangla Tigers picking up the services of Kushal Mendis. I can see Naveen ul Haq has been drafted. Last time he was actually in attendance when the draft was taking place ahead of Season 6 of Abu Dhabi T10. Afghanistan bowler drafted. Congratulations to Delhi Bulls and to Naveen ul Haq. And with that we conclude Category A2, but not before I jump to Delhi Bulls and ask you about Naveen ul Haq. Of course, he was in Abu Dhabi last time we were having a draft, but not this time. But I'm sure you had a word with him and know exactly what's in store for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Our coach, Andy Flower, works with him in other leagues as well, and he's a class performer, proven T10 performer. We couldn't have been more happier to get someone like him into our team.
Any surprises on his retirement?
Well, I'm sure there are tons of examples of players going back on their retirement, so probably it's just short term on his part.
Okay, fantastic. Well, congratulations to Naveen and to
Thank
you. I'll move swiftly on. A round of applause, actually. We just finished round 1. A few technical snags here and there, but like I said, what's an evening without them? But hopefully we'll go swimmingly as the evening progresses further. The category A2 is now dealt with. We now move on to category B1. So we've essentially finished category A players now for as far as all the rosters for 8 teams are concerned. A quick reminder that you've got 1 minute and 30 seconds, which is a total of 90 seconds to make your pick. The first pick of category B is with the Bangla Tigers. I can see they're on a phone call, but sir, I'll have to remind you that your 90 seconds Bangla Tigers for category B1 start now. Already gone in with a big name of Kushal Mendis, who's had a cracking start to the 50-over Men's World Cup. They're looking to add another big name to their ranks. Of course, this is category B2, but at B1, sorry, but at the same time, they've got the opportunity here to their time, Bangla Tigers. Just waiting for the message to come through, perhaps. All okay from a technical standpoint? See, the smiles and palpable tension is always nice to see. Okay, running it close. Remember that if you don't get to pick in the 90 seconds that you're given, you'll have to go at the end of the round. 3, 2, 1. Oh, you did pick one. Well done. The son of the great Vasbert Drakes, Dominic Drakes, is going to be heading to Bangla Tigers. Hopefully, the technical committee can show draft. Indeed, they have drafted is Dominic Drakes, who joins Kushal Mendis at the Bangla Tigers, the West Indies all-rounder. Very, very good ability with the ball as well, and somebody who can surprise you with the bat, as he's shown us in the Caribbean versions of the T20 game. Okay, now this is category B1, where Bangla Tigers have made their pick. Just the next 3 picks of this round are Team Abu Dhabi, Deccan Gladiators, and New York Strikers. But since they've already retained the services of Alex Hales, Tom Kohler-Cadmore, and Akil Hussain, respectively, we move on to the Northern Warriors, but there's a twist in the tail. While Northern Warriors select their player, they've got 90 seconds to do that. Let's head over to Priya Jethani in studio, who's standing by with Niall O'Brien, and let's see what they have for us.
Check. All right. So we are back with cricket's biggest, fastest format, the T10. The Abu Dhabi T10 is back with its 7th season, and Niall is right here with me. Niall, I mean, you know what? I remember the time it had first started, and we were really like wondering how this format is going to do. And here we are, like 7 years later. The format just seems to get even more entertaining, bigger, better. We have players from across the globe being part of it. This is explosive cricket, and how. And you know what I love most about this format is that it really brings out young talent and gives so much chance to young cricketers out there. What have you got to say, Niall?
Well, so far so good. You know, the teams were very busy with their pre-auction, pre-signings, direct signings. They could pick up the 7 players, so the teams are well planned. They're well prepped coming into the draft tonight, but some good picks already. You look at Colin Munro to the Northern Warriors, New Zealand left-hander, adding to the left-handed power with Hazratullah Zazai. I think Team Abu Dhabi have picked up a really good player. Dwayne Pretorius, excellent all-rounder from South Africa, played really well last year for a different team. So I think the Team Abu Dhabi have got a good player there. And Naveen Ul-Haq, he's got the Delhi Bulls. They wasted no time there. They obviously knew they wanted the Afghanistan pacer, who's obviously in India now for the World Cup. So a lot of planning, preparation has gone in, and it seems like so far so good. All the sides pretty happy with their picks.
Exactly, you're absolutely right. We've got some great picks. It's a great start to the draft this season, and I think it's doing well. We've got to see what's happening in the picks coming up later on. All the teams are excited.
Well, there will be. It's, you know, it's 15 players, max 17, and this is a big tournament. You can see by the players that have been pre-signed the caliber of names: Alex Hales, Kyron Pollard, the legend DJ Bravo. This is a really huge tournament in the playing calendar. It's a great time of year to come to Abu Dhabi. Great weather, facilities are fantastic. So every player in the world wants to be here. Unfortunately, they're not all going to be picked. They're going to be watching at home, hoping, keeping their fingers crossed they get selected.
100%. And let's see what teams, what strategies they've got in place to get their mix of batters and bowlers in their squad. So let's throw it back to Anand.
Priya, thank you so much. Niall, thank you so much for that. I've got to get you to speak some Hindi, some Urdu, perhaps by the time you leave Abu Dhabi. Maybe some Arabic as well. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for that. By the way, Northern Warriors had to make a pick, which they have, and I think they've gone in with Romario Shepherd. You can see the drafted seal as well. So Northern Warriors, who I lost the attention of for just a moment while Priya was talking, I can confirm that Romario Shepherd, the West Indies all-rounder, is indeed going to Northern Warriors. And with that, we conclude category B1. Just a quick reminder that the last 3 picks of this round were with Chennai Braves, with the Morrisville Sump Army, and Delhi Bulls. And since they've already retained Sikandar Raza, who's here with us, Mahesh Tikshana and Riley Rousseau, we go on to the next round of Category B, which is Category B2, and the Delhi Bulls will have the first pick in this round. They had to wait till the last attempt in the first round that we had today, but not anymore. They've already retained Fazal Haq Farooqi, so we move on from Delhi Bulls. You've lost your chance to be first in this round as a result, but you picked nice and early. Well done, sir. We move on to the Bangla Tigers. Bangla Tigers are straight after Delhi Bulls. They need to pick a player in this Category B2. You've got 90 seconds to do that, sir. Off you go. Bangla Tigers are making it fashionable now to just wait till the final few seconds of the clock. Maybe I'll just use this opportunity to talk to Delhi Bulls perhaps about Fazal Haq Farooqi.
Yeah, well, Fazal is really at the top of his game at the moment, and as people have seen in the recent past as well, he's doing really well for Afghanistan. So we are super excited to have someone like him into our team. And
phone calls from Naveen ul Haq had nothing to do with it, I presume.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, thank you very much. In the meanwhile, the Bangla Tigers have picked the services of Reece Topley from United Kingdom. You know what he can do with the ball. He's got the height, the physicality, the fierce bounce as well. Reece Topley has been drafted by Bangla Tigers. They're on fire. Dominic Drakes and Reece Topley. Now you've got a wealth of riches and a problem of plenty, perhaps, to deal with. Okay, we move on from Bangla Tigers. Congratulations to both parties there. We're in Category B2. The next one is with Northern Warriors. Looking at you, Northern Warriors. Your 90 seconds to pick a Category B2 player. Start now. Looking at Bangla Tigers' roster at the moment, Shakib Al Hassan, they've got Carlos Brathwaite, they've got Daniel Sams, Kushal Mendes, who they picked today, Dominic Drakes, who they picked today, Reece Topley has been added, Iftikhar Ahmed is their Category C player already in the draft. Just wondering if I can use this opportunity to talk to Bangla Tigers quickly about the thought process behind your last pick, Reece Topley.
Reece Topley have been, for the even starting from the 100 till the World Cup, the matches he have played, I think he have been incredible. And obviously we needed a fast bowler and a bowler who can bowl with a new ball basically. So I think Reece Topley is the perfect match for that. And recently he have been doing good for England as well. Even against in the last match against Bangladesh, he have done pretty well. So I think Reece Topley is the perfect match for us. So I think that's how we have made the things up.
Or an exciting talent to have as well in your roster. Congratulations once again. I see Northern Warriors had made a pick. Just behind me, Romario Shepherd is the person you're going with, Northern Warriors? Yes. Is that the one?
But that was already done now.
But I think that was done before, right?
Okay, fine.
The clock's still running, but I'm guessing the technical committee is trying to... I think they'd already taken it, that's why. It was already taken. There you go. That's much better. The Pakistani paceman, is that the one you're going with? Give me a nod of the head if you are. Okay. So not Romario Shepherd, it's Mohammad Hasnain that you were actually looking for. The previous, okay, got it. Drafted then. He can bowl 140k plus, and you know what that can do, particularly in a T10 game when everything's going out of the park. Maybe the pace can come in the way, and Mohammad Hasnain will certainly be looking to make it go his way. Congratulations to Mohammad Hasnain and to Northern Warriors on this pick. Next up, the Deccan Gladiators on this pick. Deccan Gladiators now, 90 seconds. Quickly, I'll just jump across to Northern Warriors. Northern Warriors, if I can have your attention. Mohammad Hasnain, what was the thinking? Mr. Morani is going to hate me by the end of this evening. He's asking too many questions. Anybody can pick the mic. In the meanwhile,
his T10 record is very good. He's played last year, and he's our man because we require a fast bowler, and that's why we picked him. And definitely we need an opening fast bowler, so that's was our pick.
We're not the only one because Bangla Tigers had the similar thinking with Reece Topley. Okay, I'll turn my attention to the Deccan Gladiators, who meanwhile have very silently gone about and picked Fabian Allen, the Jamaican all-rounder, in their ranks. He has been drafted as well. So congratulations, Fabian Allen. And who else is he joining? Deccan Gladiators, Nicholas Pooran, Trent Bolt, Andre Russell, Sherfane Rutherford. That squad is looking incredibly good as well, with Fabian Allen now joining Josh Little. Just before I move on, a quick question to you about Fabian Allen. What was the thinking behind that?
Well, he is one of the best all-rounder and amazing player, amazing power hitter. And the best part is that he can get us 5 to 10 runs only in his fielding, by fielding.
That's true.
That's the best part about him.
That's true. Very handy, very underrated fielder. Can pick those catches out of the sky in the outfield as well. Yeah, well done. Well done to Fabian Allen. Well done, Deccan Gladiators as well. Okay, now next up are the New York Strikers. And just again, a quick reminder that while the Strikers pick their player, I'm hoping that Priya is ready with Niall in the studio. So while the Strikers use their 90 seconds to pick their player, we'll head across to Priya and Niall and to see what they've got up their sleeve this time, guys.
All right, so we're...
Who was the South African we had last year?
We are right now with Matt Boucher. Well,
Rajiv, great to have you with us. Thanks for joining. It's been an exciting first 10 or 15 minutes. The caliber of cricketers on show, being signed, it must be wonderful for you and all the management committee.
Yes, Niall. So the players who have been picked so far have been great. I mean, the teams which have retained and direct signed players have been some phenomenal players have been retained and been signed just now. And I think it's great for T10. It's great for future for T10 as well. Yeah.
well, Rajiv, I think T10, Abu Dhabi T10 has been going global, and we've seen it going to 3 continents so far. What is the vision ahead?
So, visionary Mr. Mulk had his vision that we need to bring, and we have been able to, we've been succeeded to 5 global leagues so far. We've done just recently, we did the Zimbabwe T10, we did US Masters, we are here for Abu Dhabi, we do the Indian Masters, and then we do Sri Lanka, and then there are a couple of other T10s which is in the pipeline. So I think the future of T10 is in great hands, and we believe that this is the future. T10 is the future for cricket, you know.
Absolutely. But share some success stories of how T10 has fared in the 3 continents. We've seen it do great in the US and Sri Lanka and Zimbabwe.
So, if I may say that apart from Abu Dhabi, which is our flagship, and which has always been great, and we've been very successful, and thanks to Abu Dhabi Sports Hub and the government of UAE. Zimbabwe we did recently. It was a great success, both in terms of attendance in the stadium and on TV as well. So we had some great players coming in. We have Sikandar Raza, who's there inside, and many other, and we had some great performances by Yusuf Pathan, Mohammad Hafiz. So yes, in terms of cricket, in terms of management, in terms of commercially, in terms of broadcast, it was a great success. Similarly, US was another, because US was more veteran, it was more masters, so it had a different vision, you know. So we had all these retired players coming in, and it was a great success as well.
Rajiv, thank you very much. I think they want to go back to the live draft to see who the next star is being picked up. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Niall and Priya, for that once again, for that interesting Rahman Rais has been drafted indeed by Team Abu Dhabi. Just a quick question on Rahman and what your thinking is behind getting him. The double R, can we call him that now? He's got a lot of leadership around him to guide him as well. So well done to Rahman and to Team Abu Dhabi on that pick. We move on to the Chennai Braves. The Chennai Braves are up next in this category B2. Your 90 seconds, sir. Start now. Excellent. That's as quick as they come. This has to be the fastest pick of the draft so far. Well, and Chennai obviously had their plans very clear in trying to get the bowler from United Kingdom in Sam Cook. Not to be confused with Sam Karandol, Jason Roy. They've got Charit Asalanka, Bhanuka Rajapaksha, Obaid McCoy, Sikandar Raza. Obviously, Sam Cook now joins the ranks as well. Congratulations. Dougie, you got to say something about Sam Cook before we move on?
Yeah, I mean, we had him last year. He showed really good stuff, good skills, front end of the 10 overs and back end as well. So we think he's quite a flexible pick for us. He does it really well in the UK in the 100, and he does it for Essex every week. So we think he's a really valuable addition to our franchise.
I'm sure we'll see the best of him under your watchful eyes as well. Congratulations to him. Can't wait to see him and Sikandar together. Okay, from the Chennai Braves, we move on to the Morrisville Sump Army, who are next up in this category B2. They haven't been picking too much today because they've already pre-drafted so many players and they've come so prepared with their plans. I'm hoping they've got something nice up their sleeve in this category B2. The Morrisville Sump Army, 90 seconds. Wow, that's quick. You just took it seriously, right? When I said Chennai Braves are quick and you said no. Let's see what we can do. Well done, George Garden, Double G, the United Kingdom all-rounder now. As soon as I get a confirmation, has been drafted by the Morrisville Sump Army. Let's see what they have. Faf du Plessis, obviously, Jason Holder, Deval Brevis, Moin Ali, Thikshana, and now Double G, George Garten. Thinking behind Double G, coming to your team, sir?
George played with us last year, and we have seen he's a phenomenal fielder, very good left-armer, and also same as a batsman, so it's best for us.
Excellent, great stuff. Thank you very much, and I'm sure the technical committee has drafted that as well. So George Garten is now heading to Morrisville Sump Army. Let's move on now to the last round of category B. The first pick of this round is, guess who? With Morrisville Sump Army once again. You finished like you started, as they say, but they want to start like they finished in the previous round. So the first pick for this round, you know the drill. It's 90 seconds for category B players. Let's just quickly have the timer up for the Morrisville Sump Army so they know that the clock's ticking. They don't take too much time anyway, but that's okay. There you go, 90 seconds, sir. Morrisville, off you go. What is that? What, a second and a half? Maybe less than that. Bass the leader. He's already had a good start to the 50-over Men's World Cup. So I'm not going to ask you any questions. I'm going to move swiftly on from Bass the leader and just wait for the confirmation from the technical committee that he indeed is being drafted correctly by the Morrisville Sump Army. No issues, no problems there, hopefully. This is category B3 that we're looking at the moment, and the Morrisville Sump Army have begun this category of players. Faf du Plessis, Jason Holder, Deval Brevis, Moin Ali, Thikshana, George Garten a little while ago, and now Bass the leader, drafted by Morrisville Sump Army. Congratulations. Next up, the Delhi Bulls. I hope you're ready with your pick. This is category B3 of players. Your 90 seconds. As soon as it's up on the screen, start now. See, this is the thing. Chennai Braves were rapid with their pick, and then Morrisville took that seriously, and now Delhi Bulls have just taken it to the next level. Well done, sir. James Wins, the United Kingdom batter, going to Delhi Bulls. Let's see what you have at the moment. You have Roman Powell, Bravo, Naveen ul Haq, couple of Afghans, Riley Rousseau, and now James Wins, drafted by Delhi Bulls. Congratulations as well. Okay, now the third pick of this round is... Yeah, let's celebrate that a little bit. Sorry. Okay, the next pick in this round is with the Chennai Braves. Looking at you, Chennai, Dougie and company. 90 seconds. Off you go, sir. There you go. I'm loving the pace that this draft has suddenly picked up as well. Imran Tahir. We had a very emotional end to the CPL. And he said, age is but a number. The South African bowler, Imran Tahir, is going to be heading to Chennai Braves. What, 42 years and still very young? That's probably who he is, Chennai Braves. I believe somebody else was also eyeing him for a while, and you've just stolen away Imran Tahir. That's the advantage of having the pick earlier in the round as well. Well done, sir. Chennai Braves on picking Imran Tahir. Congratulations to Imran as well. Northern Warriors coming up next. So looking at you, Northern Warriors, your 90-second start now. New York Strikers, I hope you're ready because you're going up next this round. Northern Warriors have just said, if everybody's going to pick up the pace, we're going to take it easy. Maybe they had Imran Tahir in their ranks. But I see a selection. I see a preference here. Tabraiz Shamsi, the South African bowler, the left-arm wrist spinner, is going to be heading to the Northern Warriors. Great stuff. Congratulations to Tabraiz. Congratulations to the Warriors as well on drafting Tabraiz Shamsi. Somebody who's been so very good in the T20 format of the game. I'm sure, I've absolutely no doubt in T10 he'll be exactly the same as well. On to New York Strikers. I gave you a heads up a little while ago. Your 90 seconds for a Category B3 player. Start now. See what New York Strikers have so far. They've got Sunil Narayan, they've got Mohammad Amir's left-arm pace, they've got the opening wicketkeeper batter from Afghanistan in Rahmanullah Gurbaz, and I couldn't even finish the list before they went to Mohammad Haris from Pakistan, somebody who can keep as well. Obviously, he can bat a little bit, and as a result, Mohammad Haris has been picked by New York Strikers. Congratulations to Haris and to New York Strikers on being drafted. Great stuff from New York Strikers. I forgot to give you a heads up, Deccan Gladiators, but you know you're next in Category B3. They're having a furious discussion amongst themselves at the moment, and I'm sure it's about the next player that they're going to pick. 90 seconds start now. Okay, who do they have so far? The Deccan Gladiators have got Trent Bolt. We had a chat about Andre Russell with them, Sherfane Rutherford, who they drafted today, Tom Kohler-Catmore. He had a great season last time around as well. Fabian Allen, who they've picked today, Joshua Little with his pace and bounce and his left-arm pace. And they've gone with Joe Clark from United Kingdom, the wicketkeeper. I'm very tempted to ask you a question. Maybe as time goes along, I will later. But drafted is Joe Clark by Deccan Gladiators, the two-time defending champions. Congratulations to Deccan. Congratulations to Joe Clark as well. Moving swiftly on to Team Abu Dhabi. Looking at you for Category B3 player. Your 90 seconds are up on the big screen, and they start now. They made a decision. That's yours yet? Lewis Deployer, that's the one. United Kingdom batter Lewis Deployer is going to be heading to Team Abu Dhabi as soon as I get a confirmation from the technical committee. It's that dreaded thumbs up that I wait for at the back of the room, and it comes now with the fancy music, which means only one thing, that Team Abu Dhabi will have the services of Lewis Deployer from the United Kingdom. Okay, that's fabulous. Moving on from Team Abu Dhabi to the Bangla Tigers, who've been waiting patiently in this round for a Category B3 player. I know the light's shining on you, but the focus and the spotlight is on you as well for this final pick in this Category B3. Your time has started. This is the last pick of the round, and we'll take a look at the complete squad so far. Obviously, there's still some additions to be made because we have a Category C still to come. We've got UAE players still to be picked up. We've got emerging players to be picked up, and we've got some optional rounds coming up shortly. So still some business to be done, as they say. But this will officially end Category B of this players draft ahead of Season 7. Taking their time this time, Bangla Tigers. I think they've made a decision. They're just not putting the finger on the button yet. Bangla Tigers, Carlos Brathwaite, Daniel Sams, who they picked up today. So did Kushal Mendes, Dominic Drakes. Music stopped. I just thought for a second they have their pick. Reece Topley, who they picked up today. Iftikhar Ahmed's experience is in their middle order as well. That's that. And now they've gone with Saim Ayub Wow, okay, from Pakistan. Congratulations to Saim Ayub, the Pakistani batter. He had a great Caribbean Premier League as well, and it's only fitting that on the back of that, he gets to show in half the overs exactly what he's all about. To the Bangla Tigers then goes Saim Ayub. Congratulations to both parties. And with that, we come to the end of Category B in this official players draft ahead of Season 7 of Abu Dhabi T10. Just a quick reminder of what is the kind of shopping that's been done so far. If you can have a look at the squads together for all the teams, that'll be nice. We can begin with the Bangla Tigers. Should we go in alphabetical order with the Bangla Tigers before we move to Chennai Braves next? But let's see what Bangla Tigers have so far. I can look at the screen next to me. They had Shakib Al Hasan already. They had Carlos Brathwaite. They picked up Daniel Sams and Kushal Mendes and Dominic Drakes and Reece Topley, Saim Ayub, who they just picked up before we looked at the squad, and Iftikhar Ahmed is in the ranks as well. I'll move on to Chennai Braves. Chennai Braves have the services of Jason Roy, Charit Asalanka, who they picked up earlier, a couple of Sri Lankans, because Bhanuka Rajapaksha is also there, Obaid McCoy, Sikandar Raza, who's been here guiding them all along in this draft process. They picked up Sam Cook, Imran Tahir, Hassan Ali, who they picked up earlier. So they've still got some shopping to do as far as UAE and their optional rounds are concerned. Now we move on to the Deccan Gladiators, and let's see who they've got in their ranks. The ones in black are the ones that they had already picked up, either pre-draft signings or retentions. The ones in the orange are Sherfin Rutherford, Fabian Allen, Joe Clark in Category B. And they still got to do some shopping with Zahoor Khan in the UAE categories, in the optional categories, and in Category C, which will come shortly. They've got Joshua Little already. Let's go to Delhi Bulls now, from the Deccan Gladiators, and what they have so far. Again, quick reminder, the ones in black were already picked up or signed earlier. Naveen-ul Haq has been picked up today, along with his Afghani teammate in Fazal Haq Faruqi, who I see later, under Riley Russo, Category B, James Wins. So they've got to do some serious shopping in Category C, in the optional rounds, in the emerging category, and UAE. They've already picked up their Indian in Ambati Raidu. Great stuff. From Delhi Bulls, we move to... Who should we move to? We can move to Morrisville Sampami? Yeah, shall we? Go in Morrisville Sampami. Faf du Plessis, Basil Hamid, Jason Holder, Devol Brevis, Moin Ali, they already had, along with Thikshana and Kareem Janat. Who do they have now? They have George Garton, Bas the leader. They've got to pick some players in Category C, which is coming up shortly. So all three categories will keep you very, very interested. Next up, the New York Strikers and what they've been up to so far in this players draft. Let's have a quick look. Amongst those they already had, they picked up Remanullah Gurbaz, even though it didn't pop up on screen. My apologies for that. Odin Smith, Mohammad Haris. Category C, they'll be looking busy. UAE, they still have to pick up two players. Emerging category, they got to pick one. They picked an Asian superstar in Shoaib Malik. Let's go to Northern Warriors next. And let's see what they've been doing so far. They started the evening, if my memory serves me right, with Colin Munro, who was the first pick of the draft today. They got Romario Shepherd, they got Mohammad Hasnain, they got Tabrez Shamsi, with a very interesting pick. They've got to do some shopping in Category C. Not too much, not like the others. They've got one pick in that, in round 3, UAE and emerging. And last but not the least, you've got Team Abu Dhabi. And who do they have? They've got Dwayne Pretorius now today, Roman Reis, Luis Deployer, and they've got a shop for UAE categories, Category C, and as you can see, it's still going to be a very, very busy draft ahead of us. Now we move on to Category C. We have a total of 3 rounds in this category. But sorry, just before that, we'll head across to Priya and to Niall, and let's see what they're up to this time.
Right. So we're back here this time with Matthew Boucher, CEO Abu Dhabi Cricket and Sports Hub, the man behind bringing Abu Dhabi T10 to the capital city of the UAE. So I know Abu Dhabi T10 has been doing tremendously well over the years, but Matt, I'm going to take you back in time to understand from you, what were your first thoughts when you were thinking of bringing the T10 format here?
Well, we knew strategically the Sports Council wanted to enter into cricket, and it's a busy landscape, as I'm sure you know. Definitely, Niall, you know that better than anyone. And then the T10 product, it had a lot of rhyme to the reason that we were trying to do. It was a quick format, 66 players every evening. We could do a strategic deal with the Department of Culture and Tourism at the time, focus on first weekend tourism, second weekend tourism, and it was a perfect fit for where we wanted to get into at that time in 2019 for cricket, and a regular international platform for Abu Dhabi on a guaranteed recurring basis with trusted partners, great teams, fantastic players, as we can see tonight. And yeah, we've been very pleased with the 5 years.
What about the development, Matt, of cricket in the region, especially young cricket and young talent? Because every time you come to your wonderful facility, it's growing, it's getting bigger, it's getting better. Are you seeing the participation levels going up?
Yeah, we definitely are. And the Emirates Cricket Board are doing a great job on the development side together with ILT20 as well. They've got a development tournament happening at the moment with the final tomorrow. We've got a vibrant community platform. We've got hundreds of kids at the academy. And actually together with all the Emirates, I think there's over 50 private academies for cricket in the UAE. So that whole pathway product into the D10, D20, D50, and then through to Team Abu Dhabi, as we saw with Ethan D'Souza last year, it's a true platform that then takes you to the national team. So yeah, I think together with all the stakeholders, we're really pleased that that is actually working. Everybody talks about pathway programs a lot, but it is real here together with T10 and everything that we're all trying to do.
Tell me, Matt, with this being a multicultural country, we have so many nationalities here, and cricket, of course, is so popular amongst everyone. What kind of fan engagement activities are you doing to drive the crowds to the stadium?
As you rightly say, the fans absolutely love it. So, yeah, all the extracurricular activities that we see, all the secondary activities, we try and push that through for all the sports events in Abu Dhabi. We just had 2 NBA games last weekend in Abu Dhabi. The UFC's coming soon, and then obviously the cricket season starts. So, yeah, it seems to be a theme from Abu Dhabi, even to the golf championships, to the triathlons, where there's a lot to do away from the pitch, whether that's F&B and music and fan engagement. So, yeah, we're hoping cricket follows that platform that the Sports Council events have all delivered so far.
You've got a wonderful team that work alongside you on a daily basis. I'm just wondering, do you get any sleep? Because your phone must go 24/7.
Do I look tired? Come on, Nobby. No, all the guys do the hard work, obviously, and we've got good teams here, and it's busy, but it's better than being bored.
Tell me, we've got every format in the bag now. What is the future and legacy of cricket that will go ahead?
Well, we have a 5-year deal with TSM, 10 T10 Global now, so we're up for renewal on that, so we're looking forward to the next stages there. We'll talk to the partners and talk to those stakeholders pretty quickly after this event. And then I think, yeah, we continue to grow, try and get as many kids into the game as possible, both boys and girls, and follow the success the rest of the world has had, and hopefully Abu Dhabi can be one of those new centres.
Of course, absolutely. Thank you so much for talking to us, Matt, and now we are throwing it back to Anand.
Shukran, Priya. I'm learning quickly, am I not, in Abu Dhabi. This is what you get if you spend some time. And you'll get to spend some time if you come ahead of Season 7 of the Abu Dhabi T10, which promises to be a riveting affair. And that's what the preparation is all about in this official players draft. We've finished categories A and B so far, and now we move on to category C. Just a quick reminder that it'll have 3 rounds, but each team will now be allotted 2 minutes. 2 minutes to pick their player. So the first pick of this round 5 is with the Chennai Braves. Okay, they're just checking something at the moment, so we'll just take a pause to allow them some time to get there because they are the first pick. Just hold on 1 second with the timer. It'll be a 2-minute timer on this, so 120 seconds is what every team will get. Let's see what Chennai have to do at the moment. Chennai Braves have got Jason Roy, Asalanka, Rajapaksha, Ubaid McCoy, Sikandar Raza, Sam Cook, Imran Tahir. Got a very handy 7, if I could call it that, the Chennai Braves. Just pause the clock for a second, please, at the back. Can I just use this opportunity to have a chat with you, Dougie, and what the thinking has been so far and what you're looking to do? I know you don't want to reveal all your cards just yet, but I mean, that's a pretty good 7 to have if I were to just go by that.
Yeah, pretty happy so far. I think Imran Tahir was quite a big pick for us. I think it looked like we snatched him away from a couple of other teams, which is unfortunate and good for us, I guess. You know, really delighted with what we've picked up tonight so far in the draft, but let's see. It's all good. It all looks good on a computer screen. They've got to go out and play on a pitch.
Sikandar's having a few glances with Rohan. I think Rohan's, yeah, there he is. There he is, smiling away. What's this sign language all about? Sikandar, talk us through this.
now I've got a very good relation with Rohan, and we're practically brothers, and we've come a long way in our cricketing journey, and we are a lot more than just friends on the park. As a matter of fact, we are enemies on the park, and we are friends off the park. So I just had a hunch that Rohan and a couple other teams were looking at Imran Tahir, so I'm just telling him that I'm in your head and you're not in mine.
Rohan, okay, reveal the secret to us. Were you looking for Imran Tahir? Okay, give it away now. That's okay, he's gone anyway. He's not coming back to you at the moment. He can come back next season.
I can't tell on the mic, but he knows better than me why I'm laughing.
But Rohan, tell me, you're the host in this country and he's giving you some stick. I mean, you got to dish it back to him.
Yes, of course. I already took him twice in the infield, so I just tell him that you are my bunny, and of course this year as well. So my main, my main preparation for him as well, that I will take your wicket again.
Sikandar, you have something to say?
I mean, Bangla Tigers have only signed him for one game, which is Chennai Braves, to play against me. The rest of the time he's going to be on the bench by the sound of things.
Great stuff, guys. Keep this coming. We need this energy in the evening as well as time goes along. I'm still waiting for the counter to come up for you, Dougie and team, Chennai Braves. 120 seconds, guys, for everybody. I'll just quickly remind everybody what the order of the pick in this round will be. It will be the Chennai Braves, followed by the Morrisville Sump Army, who will go second in this round, followed by the Delhi Bulls. And then we already got picks from Bangla Tigers, Northern Warriors, and Gladiators. We got a timer running. I know it's 90 seconds, Dougie and Chennai Braves, but can we work with this for now and make your pick for category C1? He's still sorting you out, is he? Okay, there's still some technical issue that they're trying to sort out at the moment, so just bear with us for a brief while. Looking across the room, I'm looking at the Morrisville Sump Army. Guys, what's been the thinking so far? Mr. Patel, if I can get your attention. What's been the thinking so far? You've been making some rapid progress in the rounds as well. I can't complain. Everybody would love to go home early after the shopping is done, but you've been helping their cause.
Well, the way we're looking for team is very well balanced, and that's the very important key part for us. I know we are not taking too much time, because if we have a pre-pick ready, then why should we wait longer? So that's what we're going. But let's see how next round goes, and then we may take more than enough time.
I mean, it looks very easy when you make the quick picks as well, but is there some planning and process that goes on behind the scenes? Do you do like mock drills before a draft process like this, just to say that, okay, we're going third in this round or second in this round? And how much scouting is involved in this process as well? Can you tell us a bit about it?
Yeah, this is a process we've been working as soon as the main list came in. We've been trying to shortlist the players, and thanks God that the way it's going for us, it's a phenomenal.
Okay. What about the data and analytics? I mean, is that something that you look deeply into?
Yeah,
I know I'm asking you too many questions, but I have to, because I'm curious right now. I might not get a chance to catch up with you after dinner.
No, absolutely. Yeah, see, the way franchise going everywhere. So we are seeing lots of players all over the world now, more and more. So that's much easier for us. But at the same time, yeah, we been looking for all the data analytics and everything to see that what we really needed and what can be taking us to decent level in the playoff side.
Thank you, Mr. Patel. May your rapid form continue, just the way it has so far. Thank you very much for having a chat with us. I'll go across to Team Abu Dhabi. I haven't heard from you in a while. What's been the thinking so far, guys? What have you been working on in the draft process so far? And what are some of the gaps that you're looking to fill?
Obviously, the brief from the coach is to try and get a balanced squad.
I can't hear you very well, sorry.
I think the brief from the coach was probably to try and get a balanced squad together. So we're pretty happy with the way things are going at the moment. And hopefully we can get through this middle period, which is quite tricky now, and end up with the people we want.
Has there been a steal pick for you so far where you thought you might not land this player, but you managed to get him?
Yeah, it's obviously you can't preempt too much who you're going to get, so you've got to have your options in place. As we saw with the Imran Tahir pick, So a lot of teams would have wanted him. We were pretty well covered in the spin department, so he wasn't someone that was on our radar. But yeah, we're pretty happy with who we've got. Everything is going to plan so far. Thank you.
Okay, Delhi Bulls sitting right next to them. One smiling away, looking at his laptop. I don't know, maybe he's on a mobile phone call right now, talking to the many scouts who've helped you in the process so far. And that's what the question is about, actually. How much of scouting does come into play before a draft process like this?
Yeah, well, absolutely. We have Andy Fla, so he pretty much goes around the world with all the franchise tournaments. And with him this year, we've added Haider Azhar to our think tank and management group, which has just been fantastic for us. And we're working with a few new ideas and new strategies. And so far, it looks like it has paid off. And hopefully, it continues to be that way for the rest of the draft.
Fingers crossed for you. Fingers crossed for you. Okay, in the meanwhile, I've got an update that George Muncy has indeed been picked by Chennai Braves. Dagi Sikandar, that's the player you were looking for, yeah? 100%? Okay, great. So George Muncy has been drafted by Chennai Braves, and that officially kicks off proceedings finally in Category C1. We had to wait for a while. George Muncy will be remembered for a while. We move on from the Chennai Braves to the Morrisville Sump Army, who were busy chatting with us some time ago. And I'm going to look at you, and your time over 120 seconds actually has started already. They don't waste time, do they? I don't even have to look behind to see that there's a player that's been picked by Morrisville Sump Army, Andres Goose. If I've got the pronunciation right. Very tempted to ask you about him. Maybe at the end of this round, maybe I'll try and get a question in about the South African wicketkeeper in Andreas. If I got the pronunciation right, how would you pronounce his name? Okay, happy with that. Brilliant. Great stuff. Morrisville Sump Army, thank you so much for that. Next, we move on to the Delhi Bulls. Delhi Bulls are third in this round of Category C1 player. Your time started. It's 90 seconds, not 2 minutes. It's a minute and a half. It starts now. Okay, I have a feeling there's some technical issue there again. You know your player that you want to pick, Delhi Bulls? Okay, this has to get a confirmation from there, yeah? Okay. Who do I go to? Deccan Gladiators in the meanwhile? Deccan, how happy are you? No pressure to get a hat-trick of titles this time? How easy or difficult is it going to be? I'm sorry you're in the middle of a discussion. I just thought I'll come to you for a chat while we sort out the issue with Delhi Bulls. How difficult is it going to be to get a hat-trick of titles? I mean, winning 2 is pretty good.
I was planning to tell Shaji bhai just to, get a trophy, different trophy this year, so that, I can have it multiple trophies of T10. So this is what the confidence is.
You got so much, talent in there as well. Obviously, you can't look above and beyond Mushi bhai sitting next to you. But how much does data analytics get involved in the process of a draft for you?
We have Prasanna and Nabil bhai with us, so everything went, by the plan. So we didn't made any changes.
Excellent. They're the silent assassins sitting at the desk, right?
Absolutely.
Great stuff. Thank you, Deccan Gladiators. In the meanwhile, Delhi Bulls, I believe, have got their pick. They've got Usman Khan, the Pakistani batter who's been drafted by Delhi Bulls. Congratulations. Happy with that, Delhi Bulls? That's the one you were looking for, Usman Khan? Okay. Moving on from the Delhi Bulls to the New York Strikers. That's also because the Bangla Tigers, Northern Warriors, and the Deccan Gladiators have already made their pick in this round. So we'll move on to the New York Strikers. I'm looking at you, New York Strikers, for your time, which starts now. Great stuff. That's rapid. Well done. Can't complain. Lahiru Kumara, the Sri Lankan bowler, has been picked by the New York Strikers. Congratulations to Lahiru Kumara and to New York Strikers. We move on from New York Strikers to Team Abu Dhabi. We had a chat with a little while ago about their plans ahead. Let's see how much those come to fruition now with your time starts now. Well done, that was quick. Mohammad Nawaz, Pakistani all-rounder. A very, very useful one to have as well in your ranks. Of course, will know the conditions very well. That'll help and knows the format. Mohammad Nawaz, the Pakistani all-rounder, heading to Team Abu Dhabi. And guess where we're heading? After this confirmation from the technical committee of Mohammad Nawaz heading to Team Abu Dhabi. Let's head across the studio and let's see who they have as a special guest with them.
All right, so here we are with the owner of New York Strikers, Mr. Sagar. Welcome. Well, it's great to see you back in this season. Your inaugural season was last year, season 6 of Abu Dhabi T10, and you were great, let me tell you that. You made it through to the finals. Well, this season, okay, before we get to that, before we get to the season, tell me, what were your thoughts behind joining that inaugural season last year?
I think the timing was correct. We've been planning to move to a bigger level in cricket for a long time. So it worked out and that was the plan, yeah.
Tell us about some of your signings, my friend, because you've been busy in there. Straight up, you knew what you wanted with your first pick. Gurbaz.
That was a very hard one. A lot of teams were fighting for it, but thank God we got him.
Did you expect to have the chance to get him, or did you think
No,
Gurbaz
not
would be
at all.
gone?
Not at all. Not at all.
Well, you were on top of the table last year, and this year I want to know what kind of strategies are in place for this season.
Similar, but we're going with a different approach this time. Last time our batting was strong. This time we're trying to strong our bowling and all-rounder department.
Tell us about your journey, though, from your love of cricket, living in New York, having your teams in America. You spent time at the CPL this year with Kyron Pollard, who's your inspirational leader. Team here in the Abu Dhabi T10. Where does cricket and your love for cricket come from?
I come from Delhi, which is Delhi, India, capital of India. It's known for cricket. So we grew up playing cricket, and what's better than is serving the perfect passion, and I can convert it into a business. Sitting on the same table as legends of the game, Kyron Pollard, learning from them, and building a team.
Very good. And what about this tournament itself? So you mentioned about last year you were so close. This time focusing slightly differently. But what do you bring as an owner? Because some owners are very hands-on. Some owners like to step back. What do you bring to the table?
Oh, I'm both hands-on.
Tell me, take me through your squad that's coming through this season. I see you've made some great retentions and you've made some great picks tonight. You've got a good mix of young players as well as very, very experienced players.
Yeah. That's why we have to balance it perfectly. So we have some experienced players and some young players. So we had Kyron Pollard, our captain, best leader in the tournament. Then Sunil Narayan. So that's why we went for the young boys like Gurbaz and Mohammad Haris.
What about your local boy, Mohammad Wasim, who is, anyone who's watched UAE play for a while now knows how clean a striker. It's all well and good having the overseas stars, but getting the local talent, and you've got probably the best UAE player.
I believe he's the best, no doubt about that. Thank God we've been lucky. We had him last year, so we could retain him.
Superb. Let's throw it back to Anant now. Thank you so much, Sagar.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Priya. Your voice was just coming a little later to me, but thank you very much for that. Great chat indeed. Okay, we move on to round number 6, guys. We already reached round 6. Well done. Category C2 of players. We'll begin exactly as we finished the previous round, which is with Team Abu Dhabi. We're going to go up first in this round. Category C2 players. Team Abu Dhabi, hard at work already, having a quick discussion. Your time starts now.
Mine is on.
What do they have so far? They've got Noor Ahmed in the Asian Superstar category. They've got some shopping to do. Round 2, round 3, they'll be busy. They'll be looking to complete their roster as far as category C players are concerned. You can see that in this category C round 2, Bangla Tigers would not need to pick anyone because they've got Matisha Patirana. Northern Warriors are in the same boat because they've already picked up they've already picked up Adam Hose. So they'll be fine. Team Abu Dhabi has made a decision in terms of some Caribbean flair to their ranks in Kimo Paul, the West Indies all-rounder, being drafted by Team Abu Dhabi. Congratulations. We'll move on swiftly from Team Abu Dhabi to the Chennai Braves.
Hey.
Chennai Braves.
Hey, Niall, how are you
Time
doing?
starts now.
Lovely, lovely to connect. Lovely to connect.
Looks like they've got a name in mind already, Chennai Braves. Dougie was looking away as if he doesn't even know where this name is coming from, but finally, he knew exactly what he's doing. Kobe Herf, the Australian batter, is now heading to Chennai Braves. Congratulations to Chennai and to Kobe. Let's move to Morrisville Sump Army. And they've already, no, they haven't chosen a player yet. Okay, time starts now.
Sorry. No, no, good.
There's, oh wait, I lost it again. It was right here.
Your pencil I gave it to you.
No, it was down.
You dropped it again? Yes.
That's woefully slow by their standards, but they've gone with Najibullah Zadran, the Afghanistan batter. Congratulations to Najib and to Morrisville Sump Army. At some stage, we'll get a chance to talk about the squad as well and move on to Delhi Bulls, who are up next in this category C2 round. Delhi Bulls, looking at you, your time starts now. As I mentioned, after Delhi Bulls, we don't have to go to Bangla Tigers or to Northern Warriors because they've already made their picks in Adam Hose and Matisha Pathirana, respectively. Delhi Bulls have a decision in Richard Gleeson, the United Kingdom bowler, has been drafted by Delhi Bulls. Looking fairly pleased with that decision as well. So I presume everything is okay and everything is well. We move on from 1D to the other. Since we won't be heading to Northern Warriors, we'll be going to Deccan Gladiators next. Deccan Gladiators, the 90 seconds start now. Category C2, remember. Still got two more teams to go after that. New York Strikers and Morrisville Sump Army. Keep your options handy, gentlemen, as Deccan Gladiators take their decision in terms of who they'd like to add as far as their Category C2 player is concerned. I actually disturbed them in the middle of their discussion last time. They were hard at work trying to figure out their C2 player. Suddenly I popped up with a question, but hopefully not this time. They said their analysts are helping them out. And they have helped them out in picking Zahir Khan, the Afghanistan bowler. Well, that's a valuable asset to have as well, especially with the mystery that he brings. Zahir Khan is going to be heading to the Deccan Gladiators. Congratulations to you guys. They thought hard about it, but eventually settled for him. The New York Strikers are up next. From the Deccan Gladiators, we move to New York Strikers. Looking at you, sir. Your 90 seconds start now. So Matisha Pathirana and Adam Hose had already been picked up. They'd been pre-drafted. New York Strikers picked Chamika Karunaratne, the Sri Lankan all-rounder. Done to the New York Strikers. Chamika Karunaratne. The photograph of the big screen as well, just to confirm that that is indeed their pick. New York Strikers, congratulations to you.
Okay.
And with that, we've come to the end of Category C2.
I'll call you back.
Category C2 comes to a close with that. But guess what? Priya and Niall are busy and hard at work. They've got another owner with them. Let's find out who he is.
All right, so we're back in the studio, and this time we are going to be joined by our owner of Deccan Gladiators, Mr. Gaurav Grover. Defending champions.
Okay, looks like Priya can't hear me very well, so not a problem. Category C2 has come to a close, as we informed you a little while ago. Morrisville Sump Army, look a bit troubled. Everything okay?
I see you are all smiles.
It's just the body language sometimes. Category C3 now.
Yeah, I mean...
Category C3. And with that, we'll also start round 7 with this. The first pick of this round is, again, with New York Strikers, I believe. Category C3, who had picked up Chamika Karunaratne towards the end of the previous round. So I'll just, yeah, the timer's up on the screen. Off you go, New York Strikers, for your Category C3 player. they'd already secured the services of Chamika Karunaratne in the last round. So they're looking to complete this round on a high. They've got the first pick in this round as well. So that's good news. I think there is a decision? No. Tension builds. Just a quick reminder to Team Abu Dhabi, who are next in this round, as we wait for the confirmation from New York Strikers. If you don't get to pick in the 90 seconds, you still have a chance at the end of the round. But you got the first pick in the round, you may as well make merry while the sun shines. They have a pick, and that's Kushal Pereira, the Sri Lankan wicketkeeper batter. And what a handy option to have in the T10 format of the game. Somebody who can pick up two skills together as well. Drafted, indeed, is Kushal Pereira. Going to New York Strikers. We move on to Team Abu Dhabi next, who had already given a heads up too, so I'm sure you guys are ready. 90 seconds start now, Team Abu Dhabi. Wow, that's a quick one. It's a quick decision. I knew it from your body language the moment New York Strikers were taking their time. You knew exactly who you're going for. The moment Colin wasn't picked up by them, you went for him. Colin Ingram, the South Africa batter, no stranger to playing franchise cricket across the world, is going to be heading to Team Abu Dhabi. Next up, if my list is right, it's Morrisville Sampami. Is that right? That's right. Okay, Morrisville Sampami, your 90 seconds start now. They're making a mockery of my hosting ability in this draft process. Salman Irshad from Pakistan, the all-rounder, Morrisville Sampami. I wish the camera could just cut to Morrisville Sampami every now and then, because before I ask them, they give me the head nod and they tell me it's done. Okay, great stuff. Okay, jokes apart, well done to you, sir. Well done to Salman Irshad on signing up with Morrisville Sampami. We move on to the Chennai Braves. Chennai Braves. Got a thumbs up from Dougie. He knows the player he's looking for. Your time started. Time starts now. Great stuff. Great stuff. Love it when it's fast. Richard Ngarava from Zimbabwe. We'd love to ask Sikandar about him, but that's okay. We maybe get a chance towards the end of this round to ask a question about Richard in particular. The Zimbabwe bowler has been drafted by Chennai Braves. Congratulations to Richard and to Chennai. We move on to Delhi Bulls, who are up next in this round. Category C3 player. I'm looking at you, Delhi Bulls. Your time, as soon as Richard goes away from screen, starts now. And they picked Dunit Velalage. Oh, what a handy spinner to have as well. Suddenly rising up the ranks as far as his stature is concerned in international cricket. You saw what he did in the Asia Cup. Let's see what he has up his sleeve as far as T10 is concerned. The Sri Lankan bowler now heads to Delhi Bulls. Congratulations. I'll move on swiftly to Bangla Tigers. And category C3 player, Bangla Tigers, I'm looking at you. 90 seconds started. Matiullah Khan is the player that they're after. The UAE bowler. Bangla Tigers. Category C3 player. That's great. Drafted. Congratulations to Matiullah Khan from the United Arab Emirates. Rohan, I'm sure, can give me a smile that he's heading to the Bangla Tigers. Great stuff. From Bangla Tigers, I move on to the two-time champions, Northern Warriors, who are sitting just behind the other two-time champions. Northern Warriors, your time starts now. Both the Moranis are on the phone at the moment. They're both discussing strategies. They're trying to figure out exactly who they're looking for. Category C3 player. I'm looking at you guys. I love the pace this draft has suddenly picked up. Everybody knows exactly what they need to fill up the category of players. Who do they have so far in category C round 2? The Northern Warriors picked up Adam Hose already. They'd pre-drafted him. So now's an opportunity to just complete that roster of category C players. I think they have a decision, and it's up on the screen. It's Ziaur Rahman from Bangladesh, the all-rounder. So Bangla Tigers might have missed that cue, but Northern Warriors certainly didn't. Well done to you, and to Ziaur Rahman, who's going to be playing a straight with Northern Warriors. Congratulations. And the last pick, the final pick of round 7, is with the Deccan Gladiators. Mushiba is just hiding behind the camera, so I can't see him very well, but I'm looking at you, Deccan Gladiators. 90 seconds, start now. And they have a decision in Waqar Salam Khil from Afghanistan. Is going to be heading to Mushtaq Ahmed's side, drafted by the Deccan Gladiators. Waqar, congratulations to the two-time defending champions. And on that note, we come to the end of round number 7. It's only fitting that we take a pause and just have a look at the squad so far for all the sides. And should we just once again go in alphabetical order, starting with Bangla Tigers so far. If I can just see their category C buys so far, Matisha Patirana is who they had pre-drafted, and they've added Matiullah Khan to their list. They've also got a UAE player in Rohan Mustafa. No worries, we'll move on to Chennai Braves next. They signed Kobe Hurft in round 2, and they managed to get Richard Ngarawa in round 3. A very interesting pick from Zimbabwe for them. Deccan Gladiators got Zahir Khan and Waqar Salam Khil, and Zahur Khan is their UAE player already. So they might not be that busy in the next round. Delhi Bulls, Richard Gleason and Dunit Velalage. Very interesting pick indeed as far as spin options are concerned for Delhi Bulls. For Morrisville Sampami, Najibullah Zadran was signed by them, Salman Irshad in quick fire time, and Basil Hamid was pre-drafted in the UAE round, so they won't have to worry about the UAE round too much. New York Strikers, Chamika Karunaratne, great pick. Another Sri Lankan in Kushal Pereira, signed by them in category C. They've already got the services of the UAE man, Mohammad Wasim. No worries there. Adam Hose and Ziaur Rahman going to Northern Warriors. Adam Hose was pre-drafted, of course. And Kimo Paul and Colin Ingram heading to Team Abu Dhabi. With that, we conclude category C as far as this draft process is concerned. I think I've got Priya's attention and Niall's attention in studio. So let's head across to them and let's see who the special guest is standing alongside them.
All right, so we're back in the studio, this time with the owner of defending champions from last year, Deccan Gladiators, Gaurav Grover. Welcome. I see a smile on your face. You seem to be happy with your shopping tonight.
Well, absolutely. I mean, this is what we eyed for, and we got it, apart from just one player. So I think the best squad, I mean, I can see right now is ours. Might be overconfident.
Let's talk spin, because you've got a plethora of spin bowlers, a couple of wrist spinners from Afghanistan, you've got finger spin. Is that something you see playing a big part in this tournament?
Yeah, I mean, we valued spin last year when we entered, I think, one of the qualifiers. So we lost, I mean, we got all out for 93. So we defended that. So we started, valuing more of spin.
And Shafane Rutherford. Let's talk about the powerful Shafane, because he is one of the best 6 hitters in the game.
Absolutely. Not just Rutherford. I mean, we have four players from West Indians, and they all are like super blast. Like if we talk about TKC, then we have Andrew Russell, we have Rutherford and Allen. So both are brilliant, massive power hitters.
You're forgetting Poran. He's not bad.
Puran. No, that's Puran by mistake.
Nicholas Poran. Tom Kohler-Cadmore, fantastic. Nicholas
absolutely.
Poran, what a cricketer, what a leader. He was amazing last year, leading run scorer.
Absolutely, he's our captain.
Amazing player.
Yeah.
Well, tell me, what a franchise you have built, and I think it's a great mix you've got out there. What are those few words that come in from your head coach, Mushtaq Ahmed, before the game and to have reached here? Come on, share that with us.
See, I mean, he's the one who is, always. I mean, we never get into what the team hurdles are, but I'm very sure. I mean, he keeps motivating everyone, and he's very kind of religious. So he keeps sharing his religious thoughts to everyone. So that's make him happy and people happy around him.
And the T10, you love it here, and your franchise, you've kept most of the same backroom staff for many years. Continuity of selection is important.
Yeah, we are, we play as a team, not just team, as a family. So we are having, nice family relations with everyone. And it's just vice versa. I mean, so that's why, we just keep the same support staff as we, always get very satisfied.
Tell us, how do you mentor players?
I mean, players are, always, they give their 100%. So, they are the one who face injuries and everything. So, we have that corner, soft corners with each other.
Great.
Yeah.
Superb. All right, moving it back to Anand.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Priya. Thank you, Niall, once again for that chat. I'm sure he's going to make his way back to the Deccan Gladiators desk at the moment. He's going to be busy because the next round's coming up shortly. Actually, he won't be busy. I'll tell you why. Because the next round is the local category round, and that's a crucial one because it's a UAE round. Each team has 2 minutes. In case you're wondering, the 120 seconds look like this. Each team has 2 minutes to make their pick. The first and second rounds of round 8 are with Deccan Gladiators and New York Strikers, but as you're well aware by now, they've retained the services of Zahoor Khan and Mohammad Wasim. So we'll move on to the next, which is Team Abu Dhabi. So Team Abu Dhabi looking for the UAE player number 1. Your time has started. 120 seconds should be enough time for you to put your heads together and pick a player. I think they've already made the decision. It always helps when you're going first. Asif Khan from United Arab Emirates, the batter. This is a crucial round. It's a local category round. Asif Khan, once I get a thumbs up from the technical committee. I've got the Indian head nod, which is this one, which is great. Asif Khan, drafted by Team Abu Dhabi. We move on to the Chennai Braves next. Your time starts now, Chennai Braves. It will start. That's something. It started. And the player's ready, Junaid Siddiqui from United Arab Emirates, because this is the UAE round. The local player that they're looking for in the first category is Junaid Siddiqui, drafted by the Chennai Braves. Now the 5th pick is with the Morrisville Sump Army, but like they'd already given away with their body language, they've already retained Fazil Hamid, so we move on to the next. Sorry, we don't get to see you breaking the clock on this one. The 6th pick of this round is with the Delhi Bulls. So Delhi Bulls, your 120 seconds up on the screen, start now. Great stuff. Mohammad Rohit Khan from Pakistan, the all-rounder, has been picked by Delhi Bulls. A very interesting pick once again. They're filling up the categories here. Okay, we move on from the Delhi Bulls to the Northern Warriors because Bangla Tigers have already retained the man who's sitting with us today, Rohan Mustafa. He's not complaining. He doesn't have to feel the tension of the draft anymore. Northern Warriors, you're up next. Your 120 seconds are going to come up shortly on the big screen.
When I say something, I'm going to say this. Everybody
You're going to follow up Mohammad Rohit Khan with one of your picks, Northern Warriors.
I'm going to say that. Yeah, we'll say that on air. They love that.
120 seconds.
I love Bangladesh.
See, I will ask you.
Assume that the time has started, but off you go, sir.
Let's not go there in case I say the wrong thing.
I just know.
I think Northern Warriors are just looking at some technical assistance as well. So,
what does that mean, though?
I'm fine.
Just going to request the technical team to come and help them out. This is the final pick in UAE round 1. That's with the Northern Warriors at the moment. That's what we are waiting for.
Yeah, ALO.
And then we'll swiftly move on to the next round for UAE players. And the first pick will be once again with the Northern Warriors. So you've got but 2 back-to-back picks to make, guys.
I just know Ami tumake bhalobashi.
It's a luxury, isn't it? You pick one, you get another. But who do you pick first?
I don't want to say I love you.
Who do you want to spend more on?
Ami Balavasi. Okay, cool. Hey, you guys doing well? Drake's is good. Saim Ayub. You watched him in CPL?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
He did very good in CPL.
Brilliant.
Okay, I think they made their selection. We're just waiting for it to pop up on the big screen.
Matthew Lacan, UAE quick. UAE pace bowler?
Oh, it's not? Okay.
No.
We'll wait for that to pop up on the,
He's the
on
fellow
the
that
big
bowls
screen.
off the wrong
Otherwise,
foot.
I'll announce it. That's the luxury I have of standing here at the podium.
That's the left arm, that's Chabudullah.
Jawdullah was not in C. Otherwise, I would have picked him up.
Where was he?
He's in UAE.
UAE.
Jawdullah was basically my first.
So it's going to come to
Or
us
the technical
and
committee
you'll begin because we'll start with this.
Sort their issues out.
I'll tell you when
I'm
it's
just going to
ready.
give a heads up
As soon as you see it.
to Priya and Niall to be ready with their special guest because as soon as the player is announced,
No.
we can quickly move there.
The owner of Bangla Tigers. Sorry, your name, sir?
Zafir, yes.
Zafi.
Zafir.
Zafir Yasir.
Okay, so Northern Warriors. They're looking for the UAE player as well in this round 1, and then immediately after that they'll pivot to round 2, and they'll have the first pick in that round 2 as well.
Yes, sir. How'd you spell your surname?
It's all right.
Yes, sir. How'd you spell your surname? Surname is how you spell it.
Zafir.
Okay.
Z-A-F-F-I-R.
Why don't we look at Chennai
Yes.
Braves at
Yasin.
the moment?
Y-A-S-I-N. Yasin.
If I can
And the
get
other name
Dougie's
is like
attention
really
for a
tough.
second. Dougie, Sikandar, whoever wants to speak, what are you looking for in the UAE
Yes.
players? Obviously, handy to have as local options in the T10. Sorry, just 1 second.
Oh, there we go. Obviously, these days you need UAE players to become very important because they need to balance your side. There's some very, very good players that have been playing franchise cricket over the past 6 or 7 seasons now, and you know, they're well versed in this format of the game. There's some really, really good options out there. But you can now use them to balance your side because they're not just there to make up numbers, they're there to compete, to be players of the match, and to give your team depth. And that's exactly what we're seeing in the draft.
Sikandar, that question that was pending from last time about Richard, thinking behind getting him. You had a chat with him before you came here?
I didn't tell him because I know the draft's very tricky. It's very different to the auction, so I didn't tell him, but I just said, listen, Richard, just make sure you pray for the draft and there'll be teams looking after you. I didn't tell him that we particularly are looking after him.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty happy with what we've got Garava because he's had fantastic 8 to 10 months now and he's improved with every time he's gone on. Of course, he was a big part of Sam Parami in that Afro T10 and he did really well, and then he went to Lanka and he did really well there as well. And he's been a really key figure in our Zimbabwe bowling lineup as well. And with what us as a Braves family is looking to do, they've come to Zimbabwe and part of Afro, so they're reinvesting into Zimbabwean cricketers as well. So we've got a bigger picture here, and Richard Garava certainly fits into a team culture and the picture that we're trying to paint for this franchise.
Isn't that the beautiful thing about the T10 going global as well? Because now you've got players who ply their trade in Zim Afro as well, apart from crossing over to the over the Atlantic into the US as well. Okay, I'll move on to Deccan Gladiators. Thanks for your time, guys. Just wondering, you had some plans already in place with retaining UAE players, Deccan. Zahoor Khan being one of them. What is the thinking going forward in these couple of rounds now that you've already got the services in the pre-draft signings or retentions?
He has always been exceptional, you know, while playing for T10, for Deccan Gladiators. So we always retained him in UAE category.
Yeah.
And hopefully he performs again wonderful this time.
Okay. Any concerns so far? How's the draft been so far for you?
100% target achieved. I mean,
100%.
whatever we eyed, we just got it.
Okay. Mushibai has something to say?
I think very important, the UAE players actually make your combination very strong. So you have to be very smart and clear, you know, what kind of people you need, what kind of player you need in your format, basically. And I think UAE players are very talented, and it's a great opportunity for them to play with international cricketers so they can improve the game. And the same, having said that, it's a very important. They can come and they can deliver, and that's why the UAE cricket is going to get better and better, I think.
You've been one of the greatest bowlers the game has ever seen, Mushibai. How much time do these UAE players spend with you when you're in Abu Dhabi in this T10? How much do they come to you? They pick your brains, or are they very shy, or do they look at you as a legend and say, okay, I'm not sure whether I can go up to Mushibai and necessarily ask him questions? Is there a bridge between you and the players?
No, I think this franchise cricket, you know, T10 cricket or any franchise cricket, I think it open the doors for everyone. Actually, you know, sometimes they are shy, but that's why the good coaches around here, you know, like they can make the effort to go and speak the players, because this is our duty. You know, like I feel like, you know, where we can make a difference, especially with the, like UAE players and any players, you know, like who are sharing a dressing room with us. So if you can make an effort and give them a confidence and believe they can represent on the highest level, I think that gives them a loss of belief. And if they have a belief and skill, I think it's only one way to you just work hard and remember your process. And I think those guys can express themselves.
Who better than you to guide as well? Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I'll come back to you maybe after a couple of rounds. Northern Warriors, eyes were on you with the last pick in that round. I believe you've got your pick. You got your pick? You got your pick already over there. You're asking me to look behind. Northern Warriors got Rahul Chopra. Is that the one? That's what you're looking for.
That's over.
You got another one, because in the next round you picked another one. Okay, that was your first pick in the next round. You already moved on to the next round. So congratulations. Sorry, my apologies for that, Northern Warriors. I got lost in the conversation with Mushtaq Ahmed and I completely forgot what the scheme of things were like. Okay, let's head across to Priya and Niall and let's see who they have with them this time.
We've got a very special guest. We've got Zafir Yassan. He's the owner of Bangla Tigers. Api Kaman Achen Yasir bhai.
আমি ভালো আছি, আপনি কেমন আছেন?
Ami Balo Asi, thanks for joining us, my friend. Listen, let's talk about your team, because this is a really star-studded side. You're a happy man. You came into the studio smiling. You're happy with your pick so far.
Yeah, I think the players we have targeted. Basically, you have got those players from the draft. Obviously, I think from the very beginning you have got Kushal Mendes, who have done very good in the World Cup, in the Asia Cup, and then after that we have got a very exciting talent, that's Saim Ayub. So he have done very good in the CPL as well. Apart from that, we have got Reece Topley from England. He have been doing pretty well, and then from C category we have picked the UE guy Matiullah, and he's very good as well. So till now we are very happy with the picks we have got.
I think you've got a great squad there, but let's talk about Shakib Al Hasan. We know what an explosive batter he is, and what he can do when he really gets going. What kind of a value does he add to the T10 format?
I think if you look at Bangladesh, the first name that comes in mind is Shakib Al Hasan, without a doubt, and he have been in the top for last 10-12 years. He have been ruling this cricket kingdom basically. Nobody could beat him in every single format. If you go in Test, if you go and see ODI, and then T20, he's like the best all-rounder at the moment, and he have been doing it for past 10-12 years, which basically shows how great he actually is. And obviously as a player he adds great value to the team. Obviously every player looks after him because he's the GOAT at the end of the day. So that's how Shakib is for us.
Unbelievable coaches in this tournament all around. You saw Mushi there from Deccan Gladiators, Andy Flower with Delhi Bulls. You've got Umar Gul, the Gulldozer, a legend of Pakistan cricket. What does he bring to your bowling group?
I think Umar Gul if you look at his cricket career, basically he have done pretty well, and then after that he joined Afghanistan, and he have done some jobs in PSL as well. I think when I spoke to players, they were very happy about Umar Gul. They have given a very positive feedback about Umar Gul. So from that perspective, we have taken Umar Gul, and also in Abu Dhabi conditions, I think fast bowling coach is much more important. Obviously at the end of the day, this is a very fast format, so the fast bowlers are the ones who basically dominate. So we thought of getting Umar Gul, who is like who was a very good fast bowler, and also who have been doing pretty well in the coaching industry at the moment.
What about, we know your love for Bangla Tigers is unheralded, but your love for Bangladesh cricket, they've got a huge game tomorrow against England in the World Cup. So let me put you on the spot. Bangladesh, England tomorrow, World Cup, how's that going to go?
I think Bangladesh will win because this is what I feel honestly. Bangladesh have already played their first game against Afghanistan. In Dharmashala, they have basically dominated. So they basically know how Dharmashala will be working. Obviously, England does not have that advantage. But at the end of the day, England is like a very good team. I think that they were the world champions, and they have got a very good depth. They have got batting till I think 8, 9, 10. So that's incredible, obviously. But obviously, as a Bangladeshi guy, I would be supporting Bangladesh.
Well, we wish you the best for that game, and also we wish you the very best for this season of T10 cricket for Bangla Tigers.
Thank you. It was nice talking to both of you.
Moving it back to Anand.
Priya and Niall, thank you so much once again for that. Also allows me a breather as well. Thank you so much for helping me save my voice every now and then. Okay, when we move on, Northern Warriors were very rapid with their progress. They knew they were the last in the previous round, first in this round. They've already gone ahead, made their 2 picks. So, sorry, I'll have to move on to the Deccan Gladiators, who are the second pick in this UAE 2 round. Your time starts now, Deccan. They said they're very happy with their pick so far, Deccan Gladiators. It's gone exactly to plan is what they said. We got Ramiz Shehzad, who's gone in this round so far to the Northern Warriors, and we'll have Mohammad Zayed joining him, not in the same team, of course, in joining Deccan Gladiators as soon as Mohammad Zayed, he'll be going to the Deccan Gladiators. He's also known as Colonel Zayed, if I'm right. Is that right? Colonel Zayed. Yeah, getting a nod of approval for them. Maybe we'll call him that when the season starts. Okay, moving on from the Deccan Gladiators to the New York Strikers. You're up next in this round. New York Strikers, your time starts now. Mr. Morani was just having a quick chat with them while they were waiting desperately for the clock to start. Hopefully that's not dissuaded them from their plans to pick up Mohammad Jawadullah, the Pakistani bowler. New York Strikers have gone for Mohammad Jawadullah. As soon as I get a confirmation from the tech committee, we'll know that he has been drafted. So New York Strikers and Jawadullah. New York Strikers, congratulations. We'll move on to Team Abu Dhabi, who are next in this second round for UAE players. Off you go, sir. They've also drafted somebody in Alishan Sharafu from the United Arab Emirates, the batter, going to Team Abu Dhabi. Congratulations to Alishan and to Team Abu Dhabi on being drafted. Swiftly moving on to the Chennai Braves next, who are next up in this round. Your 120 seconds. Chennai Braves, start now. Morrisville, I'm coming to you next. You know the drill. Chennai Braves. I've gone in for Ayan Khan. All right, okay with the tech? Okay, Ayan Khan from the United Arab Emirates, the all-rounder in the second round of UAE players. Drafted indeed by Chennai Braves. Congratulations. Moving on to the Morrisville Sump Army after the Chennai Braves. 120 seconds if you ever need them. Start now. Delhi Bulls, I'm coming to you next after this. I wonder if this decision is going to impact yours in any way. Okay, it will. I knew that. So, Ansh Tandon is the UAE batter that Sump Army want to go for. And as soon as I get a confirmation from the tech committee that Mr. Tandon is indeed heading to the Morrisville Sump Army. There you go, drafted indeed by Morrisville Sump Army. Great stuff. Okay, Delhi Bulls are up next in the second round of UAE players. Delhi Bulls, looking at you after Ansh Tandon. Who's heading where? Time starts now. Great stuff. Not the great man, is he? Wasim Akram, what a name to have. Pakistan all-rounder Wasim Akram. Not to be confused with the obvious legend, of course, but Wasim Akram, the Pakistan all-rounder, is heading, my favorite player of all time, by the way, Delhi Bulls. Okay, let's head across to Bangla Tigers. That needs that music, right? It's Wasim Akram, after all, heading to the Delhi Bulls. Bangla Tigers are up next. Your 120 seconds, Bangla Tigers, start now. Taking their time, Bangla Tigers, who do they have so far? Let's have a quick look. We always tend to forget that 8 teams in action. Matisha Pathirana and Matiullah Khan were picked up in category C in the UAE round. Obviously, no prize for guessing. Rohan Mustafa is in there. So this should be fairly straightforward for Bangla Tigers. I don't know if he's texting the man he's picking up, but Bangla Tigers have gone in for Haider Ali. Congratulations, Bangla Tigers, and to Haider Ali. And that concludes another round of picks for the UAE players. Love the music. Get used to it. The T10's coming 28th November to the first week of December. Okay, let's head across the studio then on that note as we finish the second round of UAE players. Before we move on to the third round, let's see who Priya and Niall have now.
All right, so we're back in the studio, this time with CEO Delhi Bulls, Manish. All smiles, happy with your picks so far?
Yeah, can't complain. We've had a couple of surprise picks. We didn't expect them to be available to us, and when we got them, we snapped them up, and then some planned ones. So we are happy. We can't complain. So far, so good.
Let's talk about the UAE picks, because you've got Usman Khan, who's an amazing player, who's scored a century in the PSL. He's been smashing the ball, soon to be eligible to play for the UAE. Brilliant opening bat. But you've also got a couple of youngsters who've been playing in the ILT20 development tournament, one by the name of Wasim Akram. Tell us about these guys.
Yeah, well, our scouting team has been looking at some of the performances across these tournaments, and we've been pleasantly surprised to see the talent that's there in UAE, and what better platform than T10 for them to perform. And yeah, both the players we picked, Mohammad Rohit and Wasim Akram, are really talented bowlers, and some that we're pretty sure will go a long way.
You've been a busy man because some of your team, your management, are in India for the World Cup. Andy Flowers coaching, your analyst is working with New Zealand. How do you put this together? How many phones have you got on the go? You've only got 2 ears. How many headpieces?
Yeah, I actually saw you on the phone throughout.
Yes, I mean, usually Andy would be with us, for the draft, but because of his international commitments, he couldn't make it. But it's been a pleasure working with both him, and we've also added Heather to our management, and he comes with plenty experience from the PSL, and he's also been involved in T10 in the past. So I think it's been a little challenging for us because it's been what, only 48 to 72 hours since we've been able to do our planning. So it's been short, but I think the hindsight to this was that it gave us a clear direction to work in. We weren't getting too confused with our ideas. So the drawback to all the last minute was that it gave us the advantage of being very clear in our thought process.
Let me ask you about DJ Bravo. It was birthday a couple of days ago, so belated birthday to Dwayne Bravo. But what does he bring to the side? Apart from his on-field prowess, what does he bring to the side?
I mean, he's a champion. We call him Sir Champion for a reason.
Well, he calls himself Sir Champion as well.
Yeah, and we gave him that tag as well a few years ago. And, like his name suggests, he just brings in so much of calmness, leadership qualities that really matter. And, as he's going to transition into the next phase of his life, it was important that we had the right leadership group around him. And that's why we've got Rovman alongside him. We've got Quinton de Kock alongside him. And that ensures that he's got the right team with him, to excel this year, but more importantly also leave a good foundation for the franchise to work with in the future.
Superb. I guess that's all the time we have for a chat tonight. Manish, throwing it back to Anand. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Priya, Niall, thanks once again for that good to get the thoughts of Delhi Bulls. And now we turn our attention to the third round of UAE players, and we'll start with Bangla Tigers in this category. I'd given them a heads up a little while ago. Bangla Tigers are going first. Yeah, 2 minutes. Start now. This just completes the roster of UAE players for all the teams at the end of this round. So this should be fascinating to see. And the fact that they get the first pick allows them to pick somebody like Abdul Ghaffar from Pakistan, the all-rounder. Applause all around for Abdul Ghaffar and Bangla Tigers, who made the first pick in this third round of UAE players. Next up are the Northern Warriors. Northern Warriors, are you ready with your pick? One of your members have gone missing, but I don't think that should change your plans in any way. Your 120 seconds have started. And they've made a selection, which is great. Konain Abbas, if I've got the pronunciation of the name right. Konain Abbas, the India wicketkeeper, is going to the Northern Warriors. Drafted indeed. Well done, sir. And well done, Konain Abbas. Okay, next up is Team Abu Dhabi to the far right. Team Abu Dhabi, your 120 seconds start now. Looking for your third player in the UAE category. They've already made a decision. Great stuff. This is why these breaks help. Ethan D'Souza from the UAE, the batter, is heading to Team Abu Dhabi. Great stuff indeed. And that's quick. And quick is what we like. Next up are the New York Strikers. New York Strikers. As soon as Ethan D'Souza's name disappears, your clock will come up for you. And I don't know how much it helps for you to be in the middle of that round, but you can't pick the 3 players that have been picked already now. Ethan D'Souza, just a confirmation, sorry, has been drafted by Team Abu Dhabi. Okay, next up are the New York Strikers finally. My apologies. And your 120 seconds, sir and ma'am, start now. And they've picked up the player in Chundan Gapoil Rizwan. Have I got the pronunciation right? Chundan Gapoil Rizwan. Rohan, help me out. Rohan, can you give me the correct pronunciation of that so that we get it right? Come on. It's working, don't worry. You can shout across the room. I'm sure you do that on the field anyway.
It's very hard, honestly. I can't.
If you're finding it hard, imagine. But spare a thought for the man. Okay, quickly, that's gone to New York Strikers. And in the meanwhile, Deccan Gladiators have used this opportunity to already draft their player. So Deccan Gladiators, thank you so much for sparing us that time. Now Pabreja is the person you're looking for. Technical committee says drafted. Deccan Gladiators, well done. That's as quick as you like. Next up are Chennai Braves. After Nappa Breja, who do Chennai Braves have left amongst the ranks of UAE players? 120 seconds on the clock for you. Pritya Arvind is the player you're looking for. India wicketkeeper, drafted by Chennai Braves. Great stuff. Brings with him some experience. That's great to see. Next up, the Morrisville Sump Army. And the player is... Always a nice twist in the plot when they have to go later in the round. Although they have it covered most times. But it's good when they run down the clock a little bit. Morrisville Sump Army. Next up are the Delhi Bulls. Be on standby, sir. We're coming to you shortly. My educated guess is one of the players they were looking for has gone to some other team, which makes life very interesting. Meanwhile, Mr. Patel is just going to have a chat with the technical committee. But Mohammad Irfan, the Pakistan all-rounder, is going to be heading to the Morrisville Sump Army as soon as the technical committee gives a confirmation of that. Waiting. Patience is a virtue. That's it, the music and the drafted sign. That means Mohammad Irfan, the Pakistan all-rounder, is going to Morrisville Sump Army. Delhi Bulls are up next. So we'll move swiftly on to the Delhi Bulls. 120 seconds on the clock for you, Delhi Bulls. This will be the last pick of the UAE category. This is the third round that we're currently involved with. We'll move on to the emerging categories after this. Delhi Bulls. Never easy when you're last. Everybody's pretty much gone away. But you can still put a twist in the plot. Quick reminder, we're moving to the emerging category. Players who can be maximum at 25 years of age, born on the 1st of November 2023. Waiting on Delhi Bulls to finalize their UAE players. The final pick in the final round of UAE players with the Delhi Bulls. Am I adding to the tension or? They've got some names. They've got to make a choice to complete the roster. Who do they have so far? Delhi Bulls. They've got Wasim Akram. Love that name. Mohammad Rohit Khan. We've got to add one more. It's filling up beautifully. We're heading closer and closer towards the end. Emerging players, Asian superstars have already been signed, as you can see on the big screen behind me. The optional rounds will start soon, which will give them an option to pick from A, B, C. Ali Abid is the player that they're looking for, the Pakistani batter. Delhi Bulls. And once I get a confirmation from the technical committee for Ali Abid being drafted by the Delhi Bulls, I can say that with that we've come to the end of the UAE round of this official players draft ahead of the 7th season of the Abu Dhabi T10. But now, before we move on to the emerging round, I'm going to head across once again and ask a favor of Priya and Niall, and let's see who they have for a chat with them right now.
Okay, back to the studio, this time with the owner of Morrisville Sump Army, Mr. Ritesh Patel. Take us through your squad.
The squad means, we have our pre-pick, one of the best one, and then we have amazing all the all-rounders, which we already thought it, and that's what we have right now. So very happy with that.
Well, we were noticing that you were pretty quick with your picks tonight. Was it all rehearsed, planned, and it has gone the way you wanted it?
Yeah, so far it went very well. According to the plan, we have worked very hard at before the draft and everything to select those players, and yes, major of the stuff went according to the plan.
Talk us through your learnings from last season, because that was your first year. Great to have you part of the Abu Dhabi T10. But what have you taken away from last season to implement this year so you can go a little bit further?
Yeah, so see, last season for us, it was a phenomenal season. So we are taking quite a few stuff from last season that we haven't done too many mistakes, but at the same time, some of the games we could have played better, and that's the one of the stuff we are taking from that. And also, at the same time, the best thing we are taking is playing together. Lots of players, same players we have. So it is like, one team bonding we have, and that's what the main thing we are taking from here.
So one player you have signed is Bas de Leede, the Netherlands all-rounder. He's playing right now against New Zealand. So he's going to come off the field in about, I reckon, 30 minutes' time. He's going to get a WhatsApp, and you're his new boss.
Yeah, he was with us last year. He had, in the last game he played, it was a phenomenal, and yes, he was our one of the wish list, and we got him.
Well, take us through your retentions. Faf du Plessis, Jason Holder, you've got some superb retentions. Take us through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Moeen Ali, of course, as well.
Yeah, Mo, he was a skipper last year, and he's one of the best player. He led the team the way really needed. So that is one of the best thing, and we really wanted to keep the same way. And Faf, we know that he's going non-stop, so amazing. Jason, we know he's one of the best all-rounder, so that's what we took. We have Deval Bravis, which is
Superstar.
Totally different. Yeah, and this is a perfect format for him.
You're very involved with cricket in the USA, and you've got Andreas Gauss with you, plays a lot of cricket in the USA. You love him as a cricketer. Tell us what we can expect from him.
Yeah, Gaussi, he's been playing for me quite long, but the way he played in the USA since last couple of years, he's the highest run scorer, and also one of the top batsmen, which we can see anywhere. His level, currently he just had 1,500 runs in minor league as well. So he's one of the best, and we are expecting the same thing from him.
Spreading the game everywhere, love it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for talking to us, Ritesh. We are going to throw it back to Anand. Anand, how is it going so far? We see you've reached the emerging category now.
I'd be lying if I say my legs are not killing me, but I'm only joking. No, I mean, this is a part of the job, and I'm absolutely loving it. And I'm hoping that the rapid-fire Morrisville Stump Army have injected more pace into our broadcast so far. So we'll move swiftly on from the UAE categories to the emerging category. Now, just a quick reminder that the player cannot be above 25 years of age on the 1st of November, 2023, which is in about 23 weeks' time from now. So hopefully we won't come to that. Quickly moving on to the emerging category. The first pick of this one and only round of the emerging category is with the Delhi Bulls. And your time, I hope I have your attention, starts now. They had to wait quite a bit for that third round in the UAE picks as well, because they were the final team to go for it. So Ali Abid came after a while, but they're taking their time with this one in the emerging category, are the Delhi Bulls. To join the likes of Richard Gleeson and Dunit Velalage, Mohammad Rohit Khan, Wasim Akram and Ali Abid. Who do they have? Which youngster is heading to Delhi Bulls? That's the focus of our attention. Use half their time. That's okay. You still have time. And you got the player. Great stuff. I should have said that earlier. Sufyan Muqim from Pakistan, the bowler, is going to be the emerging player for Delhi Bulls. Give me a smile so I know you're pleased with the choice. I'm guessing they are. Okay. Sufyan Muqim, signed by the Delhi Bulls. Next up, the Bangla Tigers. Bangla Tigers, your time starts now. And Team Abu Dhabi, I'll be coming to you next. So let's chop on through this one. There you go. The clock started. Bangla Tigers. Great stuff. That's a great pick. Amartya Kaul, United Kingdom batter, is going to be plying his trade with Bangla Tigers. Give me a smile if you think you're okay with that. Okay, yeah, double. Oh, great. Get a double thumbs up. That's a rarity. Good stuff. Bangla Tigers, well done. Team Abu Dhabi are up next. 120 seconds on the clock shortly after Amartya Kaul's name. There you go, 120 seconds, sir. Team Abu Dhabi. Next up are the Deccan Gladiators. Just a heads up for you. You're up next in this round. Allah Muhammad from Afghanistan is the bowler that Team Abu Dhabi are looking for. And as soon as the technical committee gives me a double thumbs up or a thumbs up, is the confirmation that it has actually happened. Allah Muhammad will now be flying a straight with Team Abu Dhabi. Deccan Gladiators are up next. After the mystery spinner, what do Deccan Gladiators have in terms of picking an emerging player? They've picked one already. That's fantastic stuff. Khwaja Nafei from Pakistan, the batter, is going to be heading to, that's rapid stuff indeed. And that's clarity of thought as well as far as emerging players are concerned. This is obviously something that they had in their minds, and Khwaja Nafei has been drafted by the Deccan Gladiators. We'll move on now to the New York Strikers, the back of the room there. New York Strikers, your time starts now. New York Strikers have got Chamika Karunaratne, Kusal Pereira, Mohammad Wasim, Mohammad Jawadullah as far as the UAE picks are concerned, and Chundan Gapoyel Rizwan. I'll get that right by the end of the night. New York Strikers looking at you, 30 seconds down on the clock. And they've got a decision, and it comes in the form of Lasith Kruspule. Lasith Kruspule is being drafted indeed by New York Strikers. Congratulations to Lasith and to New York Strikers. We'll move on from New York Strikers to the other end in the room, which is the Northern Warriors. To the left side of where I'm standing, Northern Warriors, your time starts already. They don't look particularly perturbed by picking their emerging player. The analyst is hard at work. "30 seconds down, Northern Warriors, no pressure." Who do they have so far? Adam Hose, who they retained, re-signed, Ziaur Rahman, Rahul Chopra, Ramesh Shehzad, Kaunain Abbas, and Angelo Matthews is their Asian superstar. Who's joining Angelo Matthews' team? Shamar Joseph is the man from Guyana, the bowler, heading to Northern Warriors. Happy? Smiling faces? Double thumbs up? Oh, good stuff. Shamar Joseph then heading to Northern Warriors. We'll move swiftly on from Shamar Joseph and Northern Warriors to the Chennai Braves and Dougie's team. Looking at you, sir, 120 seconds on the clock for the emerging player. There you go. I think they've already made a decision. Fast as you like. Kai Smith. That's the one. United Arab Emirates, the wicketkeeper batter, drafted by Chennai Braves. Congratulations. That's as quick as you like. Even before the clock was up on the screen. Dougie had his decision. Great stuff. The last one. His middle name really should be Rapid Morrisville Sam Army. Is up next. 120 seconds. They've got a pick already. What's the surprise there? Tadiwanashe Marumani. I'm hoping I've got the name right. The Zimbabwe wicketkeeper. Sikandar Raza is not there to confirm that, but that's okay, because as soon as the drafted comes on the big screen like that, you know that Marumani is heading to the Morrisville Sump Army. So congratulations to all the emerging players. This is actually a great category because you get to see the conveyor belt of talent that's coming across as well, and they get to rub shoulders with some of the greats, and along with that, the UAE players. That's the end of the emerging category. And before we move on to the optional rounds, let's just go through the squad roster and get a sense of what the teams have been doing their business with, what they've been picking up and trying to fill up their roster as well. And as always, we begin with the Bangla Tigers. So Bangla Tigers, let's have a look at the squad for Bangla Tigers. And I can quickly tell you that they got Mathisha Patirana, who they'd signed before the draft. Let's just look at the orange names as well. Kusal Mendes, Amartya Kaul, Abdul Ghaffar, Haider Ali, the U2 UAE players. The emerging player in Amartya Kaul, of course. In category B, they got Dominic Drake, Sri Stopley, Siam Ayub, and Matiullah Khan. That's great. Now we move on from them to Chennai Braves. Chennai Braves, they already had Jason Roy and Asalanka and company. Now they've got Sam Cook, Imran Tahir. Amongst the emerging players, they pick Kai Smith, and Britya Arvid, Ayan Khan, Junaid Siddiqui complete their UAE roster of players. Next up, the Deccan Gladiators. Let's have a look at the Deccan Gladiators squad. They said they're extremely pleased with all their signings so far. And make no mistake, they were very quick with their picks. Vivian Allen, Joe Clark, Zahir Khan, Waqar Salam Khail. But interestingly, Khwaja Nafei, Mohammad Zahid, Nav Pabreja will be the names seen in Deccan Gladiators. Next up, the Delhi Bulls. The Delhi Bulls have got the services of James Wynn, Usman Khan, Richard Gleeson. Tunit Velalage, but also they've signed their emerging players who I've lost sight of now, so I'll see it now. Delhi Bulls, they've got Sufyan Mukim in their emerging player category. They've got Wasim Akram, Ali Abid, and Mohammad Rohit Khan in their UAE picks as well. Moving on from the Delhi Bulls to the Morrisville Sump Army, they've got Najibullah Zadran, Salman Irshad, Basil Hamid, Ansh Tandon. They already managed to pick in the previous rounds. In the emerging round, they picked Tarivanashe Marumani, and they also picked up Ansh Tandon and Mohammad Irfan as far as the UAE category is concerned. Next up, the New York Strikers, and what's their roster looking like? Here's a quick look as well. The emerging category has Lasit Kruspule. They've also got Mohammad Jawadullah. They've also got Mohammad Haris, Lahiru Kumara, Najibullah Zadran, Chamika Karunaratne, who they've all picked again. You can see the 3 optional picks that are still remaining. The Northern Warriors are up next. Let's have a look at their roster so far, with the optional categories still to come, where they can pick from A, B, C, and UAE. From the emerging category, they pick Shamar Joseph from the Caribbean, Ramesh Shahzad, Kaunain Abbas, and Rahul Chopra join them in their UAE players list. And finally, and not last but not the least, Team Abu Dhabi up there as well. And Team Abu Dhabi signed Allah Muhammad as their emerging player, Ethan D'Souza, Alishan Sharafu, and Asif Khan as far as the UAE players are concerned. So that concludes our emerging round. We've still got optional categories to come, but time now to head across, you know where I'm going with this, to Priya and Niall once again. Let's see who they have the company of.
All right, so this time in the studio, we are joined by Dougie Brown, head coach for the Chennai Braves. Well, we'll talk about the entire squad a bit later. First, let's talk about Sikandar Raza. We all know what an amazing all-rounder he is, and he's played so many international leagues with so many players. How do you rate him as a player?
Yeah, he's outstanding, isn't he? The last sort of 18 months, he's been one of the best all-rounders in world cricket. You know, he gets better with age, kind of thing. And the great thing is, when he's scoring runs, he's not annoying everybody in the dressing room. So long may that continue.
Let's talk about some of your younger players, Dougie. You know, you've always got an eye for talent through your coaching, through your academy. Ayan Khan, UAE all-rounder. I'm going to call him an all-rounder. Lovely left-arm finger spinner, good batter. And Kai Smith, who's a very talented player playing at Warwickshire. Tell us about those 2 youngsters.
Yeah, Ayan Khan I've seen from a very early age. He's still very young, you know, he's only 17, 18, but you know, he's burst onto the world scene. He's been amazing the last 12 months, both with bat and with ball. Very exciting young player, you know, not fazed by anything, and I'm really looking forward to working with him over the next period of time. But Kai Smith, I've spent a lot of time working with, born in the UAE. He's got the world at his feet. He's a very, very classy batter keeper. I picked him when I was head coach of UAE. I picked him as a 13-year-old to play for our A side, which was an interesting call at the time. But you're not looking to see what he does then. You're looking for the future, and hopefully that's borne some fruit. The fact that he's now playing for the Chennai Braves and Abu Dhabi T10.
As a former UAE coach, do you have a bit of extra responsibility to develop the local players and in turn develop the national side?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's amazing to see so many good young players coming through. That's been a journey, obviously. It didn't just start last year. And it's great to see some of the older players, the ones that I was sort of coaching as well, still around, still dominating franchise cricket. That's amazing. And I'm really happy to feel like I've played a part in that.
Well, Dougie, we've come towards the end of the draft, and now we have the optional round coming up. What sort of picks are you looking to make there?
Well, we've got one sneaky one up our sleeve, so yeah, maybe 2, but it depends if the owner's feeling wealthy tonight. But no, definitely looking at one optional pick. I'm very happy with the squad that we've got at the moment, but we just feel that we're maybe missing in just one department, and we're going to look to fix that in the optional.
If you know Dougie, he is a meticulous planner, and he'd be a great poker player because he keeps those cards very close to your chest. Thanks, mate.
Wonderful. Thank you for talking to us, Dougie.
Pleasure. Thanks very much.
Great to get the thoughts of Dougie Brown of the Chennai Braves. And just a quick reminder, we finished the UAE categories, we finished the emerging category, the only round that we had there. And now we move on to a very interesting couple of rounds, which is the 3 optional rounds remaining for tonight. The first round will allow teams to pick a player from category A, B, and UAE. So you got another option if you want a UAE player, you must have in your 11. The second round can be utilized to pick players from category A or category B. The third optional round will allow the teams to pick a player from either category A, B, or C. Just a quick reminder, in option 1, in the optional first round, you get category A, B, and UAE. In the second round of options, you get category A or B. And in the third round, you get to pick from category A, B, or C. Hope that's abundantly clear to everybody. For all 3 rounds, each team will have 1 minute and 30 seconds to make their pick. Since there are 3 optional rounds, if a team decides not to pick a player, then please let us know and we will skip to the next team in that case. Again, it's an optional round, so you can have the option. You can enjoy the luxury of not picking a player. Hopefully that doesn't come to that. Let's begin with optional round number 1. Reminder, you can pick from category B or the UAE category as well, apart from A. So the first pick of the optional round is, I'm looking at the Morrisville Sump Army. They've probably got the player already. 90 seconds on the clock, Morrisville Sump Army, and guess what? That's a shock. Peter Hadzoglu from Australia. You gave them an option, and they did it in a lightning fast time as well. Just wait for the technical committee to confirm that Peter is indeed heading as an option now to Morrisville Sump Army and joining their ranks. A minimum of 15 players required in every squad, and you can obviously have more than that, so not bad to have a few options. And there you go, Peter drafted by Morrisville Sump Army. Congratulations. Next up are the Delhi Bulls in the optional category. I hope you're going for a pick. Delhi Bulls, your time of 90 seconds will come up shortly. It starts now. They're looking busy, which means they're interested, which is great news. You want to see players picked. That's what you need. What do Delhi Bulls have so far? Forget that. They've got a decision. Johnson Charles from St. Lucia, the batter who can open, can bat at 3 as well. Great option to have, certainly. Delhi Bulls have gone in for Johnson Charles, drafted by the Bulls. Great stuff. Moving on from the Delhi Bulls to the Bangla Tigers, who are watching me a little nervously. I hope you've got your picks in mind, gentlemen, because we're coming to you for this first round of options. And Bangla Tigers, your time starts now. They've got a pick already. This is a rapid fire. This is breaking all sorts of records already. We should just have optional rounds from now on. Rassie van der Dusen, what a player to have as your option as well. South African batter. Still waiting for that 100 to come from Rassie in the 50-over Men's World Cup, but I think it's only time that it's going to come at some stage. Drafted by Bangla Tigers is Rassie van der Dusen, South Africa batter. Great stuff, Bangla Tigers. We move on from Bangla Tigers to the New York Strikers, who I hope are going to exercise the option of picking a player from category A, B or UAE. Three rounds of options. Good to get them early before they all go away to some other team. New York Strikers looking to go one step beyond that they did in their debut season last time. What a fabulous performance it was. Top of the league as well. They picked Will Jacks. What a handy batter to have at the top of the order. Can wield the willow, can hit the big shots. And Will Jacks now will be plying his trade with the New York Strikers. Congratulations. Drafted indeed, as the technical team suggests. Moving on from the New York Strikers to the Deccan Gladiators, the 2-time defending champions. Looking at you to exercise your option in 90 seconds from now. I'm sure Mushibai has a few words of wisdom to add to the discussion that's going on. While it's feverish on one side, Mushibai has just got a smile on his face. He knows everything about how this trade is supposed to be done. David Weezer, again, no stranger to T10 cricket, no stranger to franchise cricket across the world, can bat, can bowl, can pick up wickets. Namibian all-rounder David Weezer, with his long hair and his stylish looks, is now going to be plying his trade with the Deccan Gladiators. Congratulations to both parties. We move on from the Deccan Gladiators to the Northern Warriors, who are just behind the Deccan Gladiators. 90 seconds to exercise your option of picking a player. Trying to gauge body language. I think they're interested. They're looking to pick a player for sure. It'll be interesting who they add to their ranks. It's not a bad looking roster at all, especially with the shopping that they've done with the UAE and the emerging category. And here's the player, Ankur Sangwan from India, is the player that Northern Warriors wanted, I hope, and exactly the player that they've got in the first round of options. Now, from Northern Warriors, as soon as the drafted comes, there you go, it's come. That's an official confirmation that Ankur is indeed heading to Northern Warriors. We move on to Team Abu Dhabi to the far right. And 90 seconds on the clock for you, sir. You got a pick, great stuff. Dilshan Madhushankar a fabulous option to have as far as your bowling department is concerned from Sri Lanka. Is now going to be playing his straight with Team Abu Dhabi. You almost feel like this optional round should have come early because of the kind of players that are still remaining in the roster. We told you about how more than 1,000 players had registered their interest from 31 different countries. That's exactly what's happened so far. Okay, from Team Abu Dhabi, we move to Chennai Braves. Dougie's team, 90 seconds, sir, on the clock. There you go, they've got a decision. Chennai Braves, and they've got Stephen Eskenazi from United Kingdom, the batter, who will be playing his straight with Sikandar Raza, Richard Ngarave and company, the Chennai Braves. Congratulations to the Braves. Okay, that's the end of the first round of options, but guess what? There's a second round still to come where you can pick from a category A or a category B player. So as we say goodbye to Stephen Eskenazi and get him ready for the 28th of November when the T10 action starts in Abu Dhabi, we turn our attention to the second optional round. And we'll begin exactly how we finished the first round, which is with the Chennai Braves. But before I come to the Chennai Braves, I'm getting information that Priya is ready with Niall. And they've got a special guest with them. Guess who it is?
Okay, so this time in the studio, we are joined by Revash Gopind, assistant coach of Team Abu Dhabi. How are you doing today?
Yeah, all good. Pretty happy with the work we've done tonight. So it's gone pretty much according to plan, which isn't always the case in a draft. So I think everyone's pretty happy.
Yeah, has it all gone the way you planned it, or have you missed out someone?
I would say probably 95% of the players we wanted have come our way. So we're pretty happy at the moment. The balance of our 11 especially looks good. And now it's just to get them all happy and playing well together.
Highly experienced coach, obviously working with the Protea national side for a long time and now working in the SA20. First experience at the Abu Dhabi T10. What are you looking forward to most from this tournament?
Yeah, I think the format is extremely exciting. It showcases a lot of the skills that the public want to see and the players want to express. So that's basically one of the things that we're looking forward to as a coaching staff. Lots of high quality cricket. I have watched a lot of this tournament in the past, and to be part of it is actually great, and I'm looking forward to it.
You've got some good batters to work with as well. Phil Salt, Alex Hales, and you've added the likes of Colin Ingram to your side as well. And there's a nice South African flavour to the team.
Yeah, obviously sometimes you go with people you know that have done well with you in the past. Obviously the coaching staff, we have that experience of these guys. Great people on and off the field and will add value, especially to our younger guys, especially the UAE players. And for us, a good story is a guy like Ethan D'Souza, who's come through the Abu Dhabi pathway from a young kid. And now to be part of the team again is a feather in their cap.
Well, not a lot of left-arm spinners in the world, and you've picked Sufyan in your emerging players. Tell us more about him.
Yeah, I mean, Sufyan, yeah, we're having a look at him, and hopefully he can do the job that we've identified.
You've got all bases covered. I think you've got a nice bit of spin, nice bit of pace with Tymel Mills, left arm quick. Is there anything you might go for in the optional round, or you reckon Team Abu Dhabi are pretty content?
We're pretty content for now. We'll get on the call with Mark, the head coach, and see if he feels we've left any gaps and he wants to shore it up. And if he does, then we'll do that.
Great. Thank you so much, Ramash. We are moving back to Anant.
Priya, thank you so much. The evening started for Team Abu Dhabi with Dwayne Pretorius' signing, and they've come a long way from there. Okay, we'll move on to the second round of options. And here's a quick reminder what the order will be like and also what categories they can pick from. Category A, Category B. We'll start with the Chennai Braves, exactly where we'd finished the previous round. Chennai Braves, your time of 120 seconds start now. They've already said no to me. That means they're not picking. Are you sure? Can I give you 10 more seconds to decide? You've had a lot of time while Niall and Priya were talking. Okay, fine, fair enough. Chennai Braves have decided not to go for the option in this round of players that they could pick from Category A or B. So we'll just stop the timer here for Chennai Braves and keep it handy for the next team, which might not need a timer at all. Guess where I'm heading? Morrisville Sump Army. Off you go, sir. Never one to disappoint. And they've decided to go for Monang Patel. Okay. No relation to you, sir, I hope. Great stuff. The USA wicketkeeper Monang Patel is going to be heading to the Morrisville Sump Army. Thank you for your selection. Of course, again, quick reminder, you can choose from a player from category A or category B of players in this second round. In the next round, you have a little more options, but there you go. Well done, Morrisville Sump Army. And now we move on from them to the Delhi Bulls, who are third in this round. And countdown started. It looked like they were saying no to me until they suddenly reinvigorated their interest in a player. The spark is lit again. They have picked a player, and it comes in the form of Osama Mir of Pakistan. Great stuff. The bowler will now be plying his trade for Delhi Bulls. They have to think hard about that one, but the leg spinner will now be going to the Delhi Bulls. Congratulations to Osama Mir and to Delhi Bulls. We'll move on swiftly from Delhi Bulls to the Bangla Tigers. Bangla Tigers, who can we get apart from Osama Mir in the second round of the optional category? Music is important. Well done, Osama Mir. Well done, Delhi Bulls. Okay, let's see the timer up for Bangla Tigers. There you go, 120 seconds, 2 minutes on the clock, sir. There you go. So Chennai Braves decided not to pick. Morrisville Sump Army decided to pick. So have Delhi Bulls. Can Bangla Tigers follow suit? They picked a player, Taskeen Ahmed. Great stuff. The Bangladeshi bowler. We know what he can do with the ball as well. Top of the innings, end of the innings. I know it's only 10 overs, but those 2 overs from Taskeen could be very handy indeed. Drafted by Bangla Tigers. Congratulations. On to the Northern Warriors. Up next, Mr. Morani has already given me a signal that he'll go into the next round. And he's not going to pick in this round. He's given me a signal he's not going in the next round either. Okay, stop the clock. Northern Warriors are not going to be picking any more players. Remember, a minimum squad of 14 is required. They've already hit their minimum, and they have the right to choose not to opt. Deccan Gladiators are up next. They're interested. Okay, I like that already. Deccan Gladiators, your time is starting now. 120 seconds. Optional 2. Yes, they're giving me a thumbs up. They're waiting. Don't worry, you got enough time. Mr. Morani has just reminded me that he will go for option 3. He doesn't want to go for option 2. But Deccan Gladiators do want to go for option 2, and Nuwan Tushara, the Sri Lankan bowler, will now be going to Deccan Gladiators. I wonder how much Mushibai had to say in that one. Maybe the analyst did. Okay, well done. Drafted is Nuwan by the Gladiators. We move on from the Gladiators to the New York Strikers. New York Strikers, 120 seconds. So Northern Warriors have skipped, Chennai Braves have skipped, but New York Strikers look interested in Ali Khan, the USA bowler. Knows a thing or two about playing franchise cricket across the world, and now will be going to the New York Strikers. Only fitting. New York Strikers, Ali Khan from the USA. Well done, sir. Great stuff. Let's see the confirmation from the technical committee. And the moment the confirmation comes, I know that Ali Khan is indeed going to be playing from the 28th of November 2023 with the New York Strikers. There you go. There's the confirmation of that. We move on to Team Abu Dhabi. Next, last but not the least, in the second round of options. They started with 3 members at the desk. Now they're left with 2. But hopefully, they've got a player too. They're giving me a no. I'm hoping that in option 3, they might suddenly turn their attention back on. Stop the clock. Team Abu Dhabi are not going to be picking a player in this option 2. With that, we've come to the end of the second round of options, but we still got another round to go. And there, you can pick a player from category A, category B, or category C. And Mr. Morani confirmed to me, he might have exited the room just for a moment, but he told me that he would be interested in that one. Maybe the Chennai Braves reinvigorate their interest as well in this third round of options. You can still add more players. Never a harm to add more players to your roster. Okay, so should we move on swiftly then? In round 3, I'm just trying to figure out the order for this round 3. I can go with Northern Warriors first. Northern Warriors? You ready? You don't need Mr. Morani's company for that. You got the sun. Great stuff. Okay, can we just put the timer up on screen? Okay, Northern Warriors, you'll have to just wait a moment. I know you got your player in mind, but guess what? Priya and Niall have got some interesting company. Let's find out.
Back to the studio, this time with the owner, of course, of Northern Warriors, Mr. Mohammad Morani. Welcome. And offline, you were telling us there's been a lot of strategy change this year. What is it?
You see, definitely there's a lot of strategy change. We won the cup twice, and definitely the hardest hitters of T10, as you know, are the West Indians, followed by the Sri Lankans, and of course, not to forget the Indians. So this time there's a lot of strategy where we have the West Indies, but not so many. We have a lot of Sri Lankans, and I think a lot of Indians too.
Well, while you mentioned that, you do have two great icons, of course, one in the Hasaranga and, of course, Angelo Matthews, who comes with incredible experience behind him. What kind of value do they add to the squad?
Angelo Matthews is one of the best all-rounders you have in the world. He's won the last Premier League at Sri Lanka as a captain. So he gets great value, a lot of experience behind him, and I think he will get great value to our team. So definitely we will also like him to be our captain mostly. Let's hope so.
Talk us through your first pick. You wasted no time. Colin Munro plays all around the world, plays Big Bash, plays in the UK, plays everywhere. Every tournament you see Colin Munro. What attracted you to the left-hander from New Zealand?
We wanted a combination, definitely, for our openers. And two down, we wanted a hard-hitting batsman. And if basically to ensure that we get 3 straight wins and go up on the top of the table. So somebody who could do that is Colin Munro.
No pressure then, Colin Munro. You have Zazai as well, Hazratullah Zazai from Afghanistan, who is probably one of the cleanest strikers of the ball. So Munro, Zazai up top potentially?
I think Zazai is going to open for us, and that's why we have a combination of left and right that I'll reveal to you.
And what about Shaminda Vas? He's your new coach, the legend from Sri Lanka, your new coach, left-arm pace bowler. Tell us a little bit about how Vasi came about coming on board.
Yeah, because Shaminda has also got a lot of experience behind as a new coach. That's why you see a lot of Sri Lankan in our, and Hasaranga has been the champion of T10, highest number of wickets. We are looking forward to a great season with a lot of change of strategy this year.
Mohammad, I've just been looking at you and I've been seeing you for years. You just seem to be aging backwards and you're looking fitter and fitter. Tell me, what's the secret behind it and are you passing that on to the players in the squad?
The secret is to stay fit is basically not to take stress. Stress kills you. So give stress, don't take stress.
Great, and now we'll move back to Anant, who is another fit man but is currently struggling with his legs. Let him go ahead and finish the draft tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to need some refreshments straight after this, Priya, and hopefully you and Niall can join me for that one as well. But thank you so much for holding fort in studio while we continue our business here on stage. And it's not too long to go now towards the conclusion because we are down to the absolute last round, which is the third optional round for players that you can pick from category A, B, or C. So Northern Warriors, without further ado, I'm going to look straight at you. And your time starts now, Northern Warriors, so you can go. I know you have a player in mind already because you had Priya and Niall's time to think through it. They have a pick. They opted not to pick in the second round, but Abhimanyu Mithun, the India bowler, is indeed going to Northern Warriors. And drafted by Northern Warriors. Okay, we'll move swiftly on to Mr. Mushtaq Ahmed's team, the Deccan Gladiators. I think you harbored ambitions of doing it for about 5 seconds and then you changed your mind. Can I still tempt you with taking 10 more seconds to decide? I might do somebody a favor. No? Final no? Absolute no? Definite no? No it is. Okay, Deccan Gladiators have opted not to go for a pick in this one. No problem. Okay, New York Strikers, can I look at you for an option in this? That's the fastest no I've heard from you all day today. Okay, fair enough. All right. Okay, New York Strikers are not going for it either. Team Abu Dhabi are already up on their feet. They've packed their bags, they're ready to go. Don't go so far. Team Abu Dhabi. Team Abu Dhabi. They're not even looking at me now. They're done. They're done with their business. Chennai Braves. Dougie still sitting. No, he's not going for this round either, just the way he did in the second round. Who should I go to next? I'm looking with interest at Morrisville Sump Army. 120 seconds, they've never needed that. But will they keep us interested in this third round of options? I have a feeling, I'll put my house on this one, that they are. Please prove me right. They have picked a player. My house is safe. Great stuff. Obus Pena is heading to the Morrisville Sump Army. They've been fighting till late, and well done to you, sir, and to the South African all-rounder on being drafted. Okay, from the Morrisville Sump Army to the Bangla Tigers. Bangla Tigers. I'm looking at the main man now. And I think I see some interest in there from Bangla Tigers. I'm almost making it look like an auction now. Trying to sell the player myself. Robin Uthappa. Very interesting choice indeed. Somebody you saw in the Zim Afro as well. Good to see Robin Uthappa, the Indian wicketkeeper batter, now heading to Bangla Tigers. A big hello and a big shout out to Robin Uthappa, who will be now playing straight to Bangla Tigers. Okay, now I think we got Delhi Bulls still to go. We got Delhi Bulls. Looking at you, Delhi Bulls, for another option. It's the last pick of the night. A night that started with Colin Munro and Sherfane Rutherford and Rehmanullah Gurbaz and Dwayne Pretorius and Kushal Mendis and Naveenul Haq has now come down to this one final pick, which is up on the screen in the form of Abbas Afridi, the Pakistan all-rounder, who's now going to be heading to Delhi Bulls the moment I get a confirmation from the technical committee. A quick drafted from you would help, just to finish off the night on a high technical committee and to confirm that AA is indeed heading to DB. Yes? No? Yes? All okay at the back? So sorry, this is a nervous wait, Delhi Bulls, but I'm sure everything's okay in the system. Just waiting for the confirmation from the technical committee once again for the Delhi Bulls to conclude the evening as far as the squad rosters are concerned. I love it how the technical just plays a little bit of a, puts a curve ball in there towards the end of the evening. I think there might be a small issue that the Delhi Bulls would want to discuss with the technical committee before we just confirm Abbas Afridi in your roster. You're a very capable young man coming up to you. Hopefully he'll sort out your issues, sir. What have we got so far from Delhi Bulls? They picked up Osama Mir in the second option. As you can see, Chennai Braves skipped both those rounds. Strikers skipped this round. Team Abu Dhabi skipped this and the previous round as well. Interestingly, the Northern Warriors skipped the previous round, but they went in for Abhimanyu Mithun. New York Strikers picked up Ali Khan from the US of A. Obus PNR and Monang Patel will now be going to the Morrisville Sump Army. Osama Mir, Nuwan Tushara. Almost got a full house. Drafted! Finally. I thought it might be tomorrow, but we got that today. Great stuff, Delhi Bulls. So with Mr. Afridi finishing off things, and it started with Colin Munro, that's the end of the night. With the final pick of the draft decided, we've concluded the draft proceedings, ladies and gentlemen, from the Abu Dhabi T10 draft for this season. A big round of applause to everybody still standing. All the teams have gone through the draft process to build their squads one last time tonight. Let's just look at the squad rosters one last time. So that we know exactly who's got what. Bangla Tigers and Chennai Braves and Deccan Gladiators, Delhi Bulls. Let's have a look at the Bangla Tigers squad to begin with. And who did they start with? They started the evening with Matisha Patirana, Shakib Al Hassan, Iftikhar Ahmed. They've added all these players to their rank, which include Daniel Sams, Kushal Mendes, Dominic Drakes, Reece Topley, and that'll give you a better picture with the orange. They're certifying exactly what they've got, including Rassi van der Dusen in the options. Let's look at Chennai Braves quickly and look at the orange names in there, which will tell you the players that have been signed today in this draft. Kai Smith, Stephen Eskenazi, George Munzi, Kobe Herft, Richard Engarava, Britya Arvind, Ayan Khan, Junaid Siddiqui. Moving on from the Chennai Braves to the Deccan Gladiators, the third team. There you go, Khwaja Nafe from Pakistan in the emerging talent pool, Mohammad Zahid, Navpab Reja, David Visa in the optional category. They picked all their options, in fact. So well done to the Deccan Gladiators as well. Moving on from Deccan Gladiators to the Bulls, who made the final pick of this evening, which was Abbas Afridi. And it started off beautifully for them with Naveenul Haq's name coming up in category 8-2. That's how they started the evening. They've got Sufyan Mukim as well in the emerging category. Moving on from the Delhi Bulls to the other four teams, and starting with Morrisville Sump Army, who picked pretty much everybody they wanted to. They picked it up very quickly as well. Towards the end, they picked up Obers PNR, but they also got somebody like Mohammad Irfan and Ansh Tandon from the UAE ranks. Moving on from the Morrisville Sump Army to the next team, that's the New York Strikers. They got Lasit Kruspule from Sri Lanka as the emerging player. They got Rizwan of the UAE, Jawadullah from the UAE. And from New York Strikers, we move on to the next team, the Northern Warriors. Quick look at Shamar Joseph, the emerging player, Konain Abbas, Ramesh Shehzad, Rahul Chopra from UAE. They also picked up Abhimanyu Mithun and Ankur Sangwan from India when it came to exercising their options. And finally, Team Abu Dhabi. Asif Khan, Alishan Sharafu, Ethan D'Souza. They started with Phil Salt, Kyle Mayers, Timal Mills, Alex Hales, Noor Ahmed, and look at what they've added, including Phil Salt and Kyle Mayers and Kimo Paul and Colin Ingram and Mohammad Nawaz into this mix. Great stuff. The squads have been built for tonight. Another exciting season of the cricket shortest format is up for grabs. Once again, the Abu Dhabi T10 Season 7 will be held from November 28th till the 9th of December at the Abu Dhabi Cricket and Sports Hub. Mark your calendars and get to Abu Dhabi for this one, and I can assure you, you certainly don't want to miss it. And I'm Anand Tyagi, and it's been a real pleasure to host this draft today. Over to Priya and Niall in the studio.
Okay, Anand, so I think we have successfully concluded the draft tonight. I feel really bad for your legs, but I feel great about how the show has gone. Tell us about it. Tell us how the evening went.
What a generous host you've been, that you thought about my legs before thinking about all the legs that the squads have built over here with the magnificent roster that they've put together. And I, for one, can't wait for the 28th of November to come, because I have a feeling this season will be bigger, better, faster, fitter than any others that we've seen before. And I'm sure Niall would agree.
Absolutely. Niall, Anand seems to be very happy with the way the draft is concluded tonight. What have you got to say? What are your thoughts on the different squads that have been put together by the teams?
Well, listen, it's a complicated process, first and foremost. I think the sides have been deep in conversation for a number of weeks, actually, probably a number of months, planning, strategizing. And it's not easy. What we have to remember, with all the international cricket, the World Cup on, various franchise leagues, it's not easy to get the caliber of players. So first and foremost, I think Abu Dhabi T10 should get a pat on the back for getting the best players in the world on this tournament for November, December. It's going to be incredible. Some of the biggest stars in the world will be here to grace this tournament. So first and foremost, that's massive.
Well, while the picks were going on, Niall, I kept reading your expressions, and there were times when you were like, oh, wow, oh, this one. Were there any kind of surprise picks, according to you, by the teams? Any wildcards that have made it big, have come into the squad this season?
Well, you're looking at the optional round, and you also think, how happy is a coach? How happy is an owner with his 15? Will he go for the optional? Some of the names, Will Jacks. People who haven't seen a lot of Will Jacks, he is probably one of the best players in the world hitting a white ball out of the ground. England international, has played Test cricket, played ODI, T20 international. Outstanding cricketer. So optional. Rassi van der Dusen, Bangla Tigers, picked up one of South Africa's best white ball cricketers. Phenomenal cricketer, really, Rassi van der Dusen. So to have a squad that you're happy with, and then at the end, just put a little cherry on the cake, like Rassi van der Dusen. Really good. I like Usama Mir, signed by Delhi Bulls. He's a top-class leg spinner. played in the UK last year, did superbly well, and got drafted into the 100 after a successful stint with Worcestershire. So really happy with some of the sides. Listen, they're all good sides. When you've got 15, 16 international players of real calibre, you're going to be top class. The usual sides are going to be strong. Delhi are going to be strong. Deccan, we just spoke to some of the Deccan guys there just a couple of minutes ago. They seem really happy, the Gladiators, the reigning champions. They didn't need much, but they added some real quality.
Great. Now we've got the squads coming up on the screen right here. Let's have a look at them. We've got Team Abu Dhabi squad coming up right in front of us. Come on, your thoughts.
Well, this is Bangla Tigers. Shakib will lead. Carlos
Bangla
Brathwaite.
Tigers,
Daniel
right.
Sams is a really good cricketer, all-rounder from Australia. I like Dominic Drakes and Sayum Ayub. People who haven't seen him, Pakistan batter, wonderful in the CPL recently. Actually took the CPL by storm. Pati Rana is exceptional bowler, the new Malinga. Rohan Mustafa, the local UAE cricketer. And then, as I said, Taskin Ahmed's a good one. And Robbie Uthappa. From India. What a player Robbie Uthappa's been for India and at the IPL. Great to see Robbie here at the Abu Dhabi T10.
Absolutely. And now let's move on. We've got Chennai Brave squad coming up next.
Yeah, well, Jason Roy was a good signing pre-draft by Dougie Brown. Obed McCoy's been around a little while. Rajapaksa, Punjab Kings in the IPL, excellent left-hand bat, can't keep wickets. Sikandar Raza, we know what Sikandar could do. So they've got a good sign. Sam Cook from Essex is a really good signing for Dougie Brown. I like Sam Cook. And with Dougie Brown, all his teams are going to be well planned, well drilled, and Chennai Braves will go well in this tournament.
100%. And next, we've got the defending champions from last year, Deccan Gladiators, the squad coming up. Do you see any kind of change in strategy this year?
Well, not really. They've added Trent Bolt, so they've got left-arm pace. That's fantastic. You got Dre Russ, which is unbelievable. Joe Clark's a good signing. He can keep wicket if needed. He's an opening bat. I like Fabian Allen. I think Fabian Allen's a really good player. Left-arm finger spin. Exceptional fielder, Fabian Allen, out of the Caribbean. And when he gets a wicket, keep an eye out for his dancing shoes. All around, Zahur Khan from the UAE is excellent. Just a very well-drafted side. And actually, David Visa sneaking in at the back end in the optional. I think that could be a really, really important signing. Good all-rounder, highly experienced cricketer.
Superb. Let's see what we have next. Delhi Bulls, I'm guessing. There you go.
Yeah, well, the big news pre-draft was the signing of Quinton de Kock. That was absolutely outstanding work from Andy Flower and the Delhi Bulls to bring a player like Quinton de Kock. Exceptional. Robin Powell, what a good signing. Powerful hitter from the Caribbean. Riley Rousseau, we've seen him. They've got Naveen ul Haq. He was playing elsewhere last season. Excellent bowler from Afghanistan. Fazal Haq Faruqi. James Vince is a good signing. Top-class bat. I love Usman Khan. Exceptional hitter. And Richard Gleeson could bowl 90 mile an hour. But the pick for me in the Delhi Bulls side is Danut Willalage. I watched him with the Sri Lanka under 19s at the World Cup in the Caribbean a couple of years ago. He's a lovely left-arm finger spinner. Has represented Sri Lanka recently. Top-class player.
Wonderful. And now let's see the squad of Morrisville Samp Army, the team that made their inaugural season last year.
Yeah, well, Faf du Plessis is obviously the marquee player. He is an exceptional cricketer, a great leader. A little bit of a American feel to the side there. There's a couple of people who play in the States with the owner, Ritesh. And, Karim Jamat's a good all-rounder, Afghanistan all-rounder. Bowls what we call a slippery pace. He's not fast, but bowls quick enough and can whack it out of the park. So Andreas Gauss, we heard about Baz Delata. George Garton, left arm quick from England, has had some injuries, but when he gets it right, he swings it at 90 mile an hour.
And what are we seeing next? All right, New York Strikers coming in again, who made it to the inaugural season last year and also made it to the finals, if you remember.
Yeah, well, very well led by Kieran Pollard. He is one of the best captains there has been in white ball cricket for a long time. Sunil Narayan, we all know about Sunil Narayan. Muhammad Amir with that pace, but the big signing of the night really was Ramanullah Gurbaz from Afghanistan, an exceptional wicketkeeper batter. Odin Smith gives them power. Muhammad Harris from Pakistan, technically sound batter, very good keeper, and some good Sri Lankans in there. Lahiru Kumara bowls good pace. So all in all, and Will Jacks and Ali Khan from the USA. Ali Khan's got a good relationship with Kieran Pollard. They played together in the CPL with Trimbago Knight Riders. Really good bowler, Ali Khan. Good Yorker specialist. So a good addition late on in the piece.
Great. And now we've got Northern Warriors coming in. We heard Mr. Mohammad Morani tell us they've made some changes in their strategy this year. So we see a little bit of a different mix. Of course, they have great retentions as well.
Yeah, Mr. Morani was delighted. He was smiling from ear to ear, wasn't he? And rightly so. That's a good sign. He's got James Neesham, in T10 you need some all-rounders. You need people who can offer a bit with the bat and a bit with the ball. So Jimmy Neesham is a good option. Romario Shepherd can bowl pace and give it a whack. The standout signing really for me is Mohammad Hasnain. 90 mile an hour plus from Pakistan. Can knock over poles early on. Get a new ball in his hand. He can tear open the opposition opening partnership. Tabraiz Shanzi, left arm wrist spin from South Africa. If you're going to have spin in this tournament, wrist spin's a really good option. They might get hit, but they could take wickets. So Shamsi is a really good signing. All in all, I think Mr. Morani said, listen, he wants the Northern Warriors back where they belong, the powerhouse of T10.
Great. And last but not the least, we've got Team Capital City, Team Abu Dhabi. What have you got to say about their mix?
Yeah, well, nice options up top with Phil Salt and Alex Hales, two English batters who know the T10 pretty well. They've been here before, so they're good options. Kyle Mayers is a top-class all-rounder from the West Indies. Had some good success in the IPL, Kyle Mayers. Bowls medium pace, but gives it a good whack. I reckon Dwayne Pretorius is a top-class signing. Really good all-rounder from South Africa. Gets his Yorkers in, can bowl at the back end and clear the ropes. Lewis Deployed, not many people would have seen him. Left-hander from playing for Derbyshire, just moved to Middlesex. Really good hitter. All in all, new coaching staff and a new look Abu Dhabi, and I think they'll be really, really well placed come the back end of the tournament.
Superb. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, Niall. And tell me finally, which is your favorite team amongst all of these, given the squad that's come together tonight?
Well, I obviously don't have a favourite team, but I like how Delhi Bulls have gone about their business. But I reckon the home side, Abu Dhabi, are going to be hard to beat.
Well, in the end, we just want to watch an entertaining game of cricket, and that's what T10 is all about, the fastest format of cricket that just seems to be growing and getting more and more successful every year. This one starts on the 28th of November, and we cannot wait for it.